The matter of Lewis versus Robbins. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Debbie Lewis is suing her ex-husband, assembly line worker James Robbins, for half the cost of their daughter's wedding. Debbie says he reneged on his promise to pay.
Ms. Lewis, the defendant is your former husband, and according to the complaint that I read, he agreed to pay for half of your daughter's wedding. Which one of these two lovelies is getting married? What's your name?
Angie.
How old are you, Angie?
23.
When are you getting married?
I already got married. I got married in September.
And he agreed to pay for half the wedding, and it was a very reasonably priced wedding. Half the cost of the wedding was $865. And he didn't pay.
No.
And you want him to pay.
Yes.
And he did go to the wedding.
Yes. He walked her down the aisle, did everything the father does.
Okay.
Except for pay.
Okay. Now, Mr. Robbins does not deny the fact that he agreed to pay for half the wedding. Correct, sir?
Correct.
And he does not deny the fact that he went to the wedding. Correct?
Correct.
And who else went with you to the wedding?
My wife, Robin.
So, Mr. Robbins, the ball is in your court, sir. Why didn't you pay for half your daughter's wedding as you promised?
Well, because ever since I've left her in '90, she's been putting her hands in my pockets trying to get money out of me for everything. And the divorce decree that we have does say that she gets to use the kids for taxes reasons. But the state of Utah took custody from her because of verbal and physical abuse. And I got a paper here that says that the divorce decree follows the child. And it cost me $1,600 because she did claim my daughter on taxes where I have the right to. And I also have a letter from her that's showing that the custodial parent gets to claim them on taxes. And if that's the case, I didn't get to claim them for 13 years that we've been divorced.
If you believe that in a certain year, I assume last year, that you had the right to claim a child as a deduction, she claims the child. You claim the child, and the IRS is going to come and look at both of your tax returns and say they will make a decision as to who is going to claim the child as a deduction. The other one will have a penalty. But you don't do a set-off. You promise to pay for half the wedding. Why didn't you pay her between September and April?
I told her that I would pay her when I could, which would...
No, that's not right. What do you mean when you could? How many children do you have?
Well, I have 4 with my wife now.
We have 3 children.
Shh, just a second. You have 4 children now. And how many children do you have that got married last year?
Just 1.
And you said you would pay for half the wedding.
Yes, I did.
Pay for it. It's the right thing to do. And stop making excuses and stop telling me what happened in 1990, that she's had her hand in your pocket. You
Well, it just all added up. I mean, everything's added up.
Mr. Robbins, you have altogether 7 children?
Well, I've got 4 stepchildren, 3.
Then I'm not talking about your stepchildren. They are not your responsibility.
Well, I married them, so I feel they are.
Well, I'm telling you, by law, they are not your responsibility unless your family is on welfare, are they?
No.
Well, if your family's not on welfare, then those children are not your financial responsibility. They are the financial responsibility of their mother and their father, not you. You have primary responsibility for only 3 biological children. 3. And your first biological child was getting married. She was having a very small wedding. $865 represents your half. And if you didn't have the money to pay the $865, you should have gotten another job. If I make myself clear, sir?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $865. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused.
This is case number 156 on the calendar in the matter of Niemeyer versus Petrie Carpenter. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Niemeyer, these folks were friends of yours.
Were.
And then, sometime several months ago, according to your complaint, you had a falling out over $100.
Yeah.
And you claim as a result of this falling out that the defendants damaged your car, assaulted you, you want damages. The defendants say that you became an aggressor over this $100, and you, in fact, assaulted them, and they are counterclaiming. So first, why don't you tell me what happened on this day? Well, was it in April?
I went to a customer's house. I was running a side business.
What kind of business?
Computer work, building computers, setting up networks. I was having a problem with a satellite, so I called Chris out. He went to our apartment and took my wife's car from there, left his wife there.
Okay, these are details that I really don't think I need because
Okay.
I've read your complaint, and your complaint says that you gave him $100 for his day's work in helping you.
Yes.
And he gave you the $100.
Yeah, he gave me the $100.
Go ahead.
His wife was asleep when we got back. She was pregnant, so I went to sleep on the couch.
Mr. Niemeyer, listen to me carefully, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Because I have other things to do tonight.
I understand. Sorry.
You gave him the $100. According to you, they slept at your house.
Yes.
And the next morning, the $100 was missing. Is that right?
Right, my stuff had been rummaged through.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Shh. The $100 was missing. And they believed that either you or your wife took the $100.
Which we didn't.
So pick up from that point.
Okay. Basically, he woke up and somehow his stuff was scattered out through my house. It's like he had been through my house and looking for stuff to steal or something. I don't understand it. I don't understand how stuff gets his stuff that was in his pockets when I went to bed is scattered out throughout my house, and he's looking in my car and everything.
I wanna know how it
my
got
MP3
scattered
player
around.
was missing.
Listen to me.
My laptop was missing.
Listen to me. None of those things, Mr. Niemeyer, are contained. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Are contained in your complaint that your things were missing. So I don't want to hear it. He woke up, his $100 is missing.
Okay.
He asks you about it. Your wife says, I'll look for it. They leave. Sometime later that day, they either came or called. Which was it?
Well, early when they were leaving, we got in big arguments. She was saying, I'm going to kick your butt.
Oh, you mean there was a dispute before they left in the morning?
Before they even left. They were accusing me of stealing. You know, it's like I just paid him $100. And
Yeah, why would you take it back if you just paid him? That's ridiculous.
Yes,
Go
I
ahead.
don't understand it. So he called back later and he said, hey, y'all, or he had Brandy call back later and talk to Jennifer. She said
Just
no.
a second.
Okay.
His wife called back and spoke to you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did she say to you and what did you say to her?
She told me that I needed to have my husband give her man back the $100.
And what did you say to her?
I told her that I would talk to him, but it was between them. I knew that my husband hadn't taken the money. We looked all over the house. Chris had lost it.
Did they come back to the house?
Yes, they did.
What time?
10:30
10:30.
p.m.
Had they called first to tell you that they were coming?
Basically, at that point, Chris had called me back and said, what's your gate code?
Gate code.
Yeah, it's getting our apartments. I said, Chris, you just need to turn around and leave. You know, I don't want to get kicked out of my apartment. Then, at that moment, I knew, knowing Chris for so long, I needed to go out there and look. Well, I went out there and looked. He had driven around in the exit gate when somebody had left.
So he was in your apartment complex?
Yes, ma'am. So at that point, I ran back upstairs. I called Craig and said, look, dude, I don't know what's going on.
Why did you call Craig?
Huh? Well, I didn't know what to do. You know,
Who's Craig?
Huh? This, my witness.
Well, I know. I see Craig sitting over there.
I
mean, what is he?
He's just a neighbor, basically.
He lives in the same complex.
Yes, I just wanted somebody to be able to see what was going on.
You didn't call the police.
At that moment, we thought we could talk things out and that things wouldn't escalate to that point. I went outside and tried to talk to them.
What did
They
you say
just-
to them?
Brandy was really polite to me. I told her that if they were coming to start stuff, they couldn't do it there. We have 2 children. We have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old that don't need to be around that. And they didn't leave when I asked them to leave.
And?
At that moment, I went down there to talk to Chris. By the time I got out there and I noticed that it was just a screaming and holler match, I started to come back. Well, at that point, Chris started pushing me. Give me my money, or I'm going to punch your face in.
Never pushed you.
It's my police report, Crystal.
He pushed me all the
Well,
way
let
back
me
up
ask
to
you
my
this
apartment.
question.
Excuse me, Judge.
And
Judy.
shh. Chris, you weren't the only 4 people in the house.
They're 2
They're
kids.
2 kids.
Right. There were 2 toddlers, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, would you give me a reason why this friend of yours, who you've known since you were children, who called you to come for a day's work, who took out the money to pay you, would then, while you were sleeping, rummage through your things and steal the $100 that he had just given you? It doesn't make sense. Now, is it possible that one of the 2 toddlers was going around the house and while you were all sleeping and rummaging through your stuff and his stuff and sort of scattered everything all over the place? Is that possible?
It's possible.
And then the money would have been gone. Is that possible?
She would have found it when she was cleaning.
Not necessarily. What if the toddler took your $100 and flushed it down the toilet? Would she have found it?
No.
Now, tell me in your own words, what happened when they came back at 10:30 at night?
Well, he started pushing me, And so I walked upstairs. I was trying to go back in the house. I was going to get Jennifer to call the police. At that moment, I turned around, and he's still right there, and he's trying to get in my house. So I pushed him back out of my front doorstep, because I wasn't going to let him in my house. At that moment, Brandy come walking upstairs.
You pushed by me
This
and
is
hit me in the
Brandy.
stomach
Anyway,
when I was pregnant.
when I pushed...
Don't speak.
When I pushed Chris back, pushed him like that to get him out of my doorstep, at that moment, Chris said, "You hit me." Turned around and swung. He hit me across the side of my head. Brandy came over the top of him, and their third little guy, whoever he was, I don't know who he was, came running upstairs, and they all three commenced to hit me on my balcony. At that moment, I slid out, and Jennifer comes running out.
I heard noises. I came outside. All three of them were on top of him. My first thought was, get Brandy off. She's 7 months pregnant, and I even told her, I said, look, you want to beat him up? Beat him up. Wait till you're done being pregnant. I said, that's between y'all, but not
After
when
he
you're
hit
pregnant.
me in the stomach, I was defending myself.
Sure, she was
Listen
on
to
top of
me.
him.
Listen to me. Big mouth. Big stupid mouth. When you're 7 months pregnant, you don't go back to a house where there has been an altercation in the morning, when you know it's very possible that there's going to be another altercation. You stay home. You get it? And if you put yourself in the middle of a fight and then say, oh, don't touch me, I'm 7 months pregnant. If you're 7 months pregnant, you use your brains if you can find them and stay home.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Chris brings his fist up and punches Josh.
He had hit her in the stomach, and she's pregnant.
Got my face, and I pushed his face back out of mine.
You and your wife were having a very bad day, period.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joshua and Jennifer Niemeyer claim former friends Chris Petrie and girlfriend Brandy Carpenter caused them to be evicted and broke the rear window of their car. The Niemeyers claim the incident started over a missing $100.
Come on, let's go.
At the point when I pulled Brandy off, the other guy had gotten off too, and it was just Chris and Josh, and they ran down the stairs fighting. And Josh yelled at me, just go grab $100, give him $100, make him leave. So I went, got the $100, went to hand it to Chris. Chris said, he's going to hand it to me. So I handed the money to Josh. Josh
Just a
hands the
second.
money to Chris.
So he said, he's going to hand
Yes.
it to me. Another idiot. Yeah, go ahead.
So Josh hands the money to Chris. As he's handing the money to Chris, I'm standing there, and Chris brings his fist up and punches Josh, and then says, don't hit me. Josh at never one point hit him. He was handing him $100.
Then what happened?
I lost it. I threw the money at him in his face and I was like, Jennifer, I got to get out of here. You know, I'm on probation. I'm not trying, I've straightened my life
For
out.
what?
Excuse me?
Possession of a controlled substance.
Yes, I'm on probation. I've straightened my life out. You know, I just need to get out of here.
So he left.
So you went to leave. Now, when he went to leave in his car, you chased him, according to your answer. Now he's leaving.
To get the license plate number, so 'cause she was running down to call the police because he had hit her in the stomach and she's pregnant. I never touched
What?
him.
Let me ask you this question.
He just came out swinging and hit her in the stomach.
Listen to me. Why were you there at 10:30 at night?
To talk to him about the money. 'Cause
No, you went to his house to confront him about the money. And you had already had an altercation with him in the morning. And if you were going to go over there to have a confrontation with him, why did you go over there angry, which you were,
I
and
wasn't
bring...
angry when I went.
Oh, yes, you were, sir. That's why you went there. And who did you bring with you?
I brought her with me.
Who else?
And my witness,
You brought a friend with you. Why did you bring the friend with you?
because I was taking him home because we were out together.
Out where?
Ma'am,
Out where?
Out at her brother's house.
Doing what?
Seeing my nephew?
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe anything that you tell me. I think you're a troublemaker. And not a very smart troublemaker, because for somebody who's going to have a baby, you have to be a little more protective of an innocent than placing yourself in a situation that you know is potentially trouble. You understand each other?
Yes.
Good. You did, sir, a very foolish thing. Not only did you go back for a little more trouble and bring a friend with you,
He just happened to be in the car with us.
he got out of the car, didn't he?
When we first pulled up and I went to talk to Josh, he stayed in the vehicle.
Chris, is there a gate at their complex?
Yes.
Was the gate open when you got there?
The gate is usually open.
not open.
The gate
No,
is
I didn't
almost
ask you if
always-
it's... Listen, you follow me.
Okay.
I didn't ask you whether the gate is usually open. I said, was the gate open on the evening of the 25th of April when you got there?
Yes.
Obviously not.
No. You're fibbing to me.
Do you have
You're
phone
fibbing.
records?
Just a second. You're fibbing to me.
Okay. The gate was open.
The front gate was not open.
You can believe what you want. I mean,
Okay, so after you ran out to your car and Chris followed you out to your car, I want you to describe what happened.
I know the way Chris is and what he's
Don't
done.
tell me what you know.
Okay.
Just tell me what happened.
I turned around and looked, and I saw Brandy and the other guy. They were going back to their car. I didn't see Chris at that moment, and so I had put the car in reverse, had just let off the brake, and all of a sudden I hear, thunk, hit and run. I turned around and flipped him off.
He jumped on his windshield and then yelled, hit and run, got
It's in the
up.
police report that he hit him.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Anyway, at that moment, I'm so fed up with all this crap that's going on. I didn't let him in the apartments. I told him to go away. I just, turned around, flipped him off, and said, Chris, whatever. I know your games. And at that moment, Chris is standing in front of my car. I let off the brake, not with the gas on, but where the car just slowly rolls to push him out of the way. Because, I mean,
Did you
all they
ultimately
were
leave?
there, all they were there.
Sir, listen to me carefully. Did you ultimately leave?
After he had jumped through my windshield, yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joshua and Jennifer Niemeyer say former friends Chris Petrie and Brandy Carpenter owe for causing them to be evicted and for vandalizing their vehicle.
Would you step up, sir, please? Step up. Tell me your name.
My name's Craig Majors.
Mr. Majors, take your hands out of your pockets.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you a witness to any of this?
What I saw is very little, actually. I mean, whenever I was coming back from getting laundry, all I heard was a thump and some screaming.
So you didn't see anything?
Oh, yeah, I saw. Yes,
well, then
I did.
I want you to tell me what you saw, sir.
Okay, what I saw was him backing away from his car and some yelling going on.
And?
Well, Josh tried to proceed forward, and whenever he did so, it kind of looks like he did just a back dive or a back buster on his window. And I didn't see if it broke the window or anything, but I did hear the loud, crash. Not actually broken glass, but maybe the hood.
Okay, good. And that's all
I
you
could
saw?
see is him run and jump on the front of his
Okay.
car, and
That's
that was
what you
it.
saw.
He did not get hit like somebody getting hit at 50 miles an hour.
Good. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Now, you have a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
We actually have 3. They were really
Can I see
busy
them,
that
please?
weekend, and these are all 3 from the same weekend, different occurrences.
One of those is right before us.
Who's Tony? Who's Tony?
I believe that was
That was right before our house.
that was at a gas station. She assaulted him.
She assaulted another
Do you
guy.
know who Tony Gonzalez is, madam?
Yes.
So how come you didn't answer me?
Well, I didn't know the guy's name.
Well, now I'm telling you. You were arrested with regard to an incident.
I was never arrested.
On 425, well, this says arrested person, information number 1. Date arrested, 42504. Person arrested, Brandy, that's you?
Yes, but I was
Okay.
never arrested.
And the complainant was one Tony Gonzalez. Now tell me about that. That's on the same date as this incident.
Right. We were at a gas station, and he almost hit my car, and whenever he was pulling in the other side, I was parked this way, he was pulling in on the other side of the pump. And I looked at him like, don't hit my car, and he made comments of me being a white, and da-da-da-da, whatever, and we exchanged words. Well, I got out of the car, and he got in my face, and I pushed his face back out of mine.
What part are you forgetting?
Shh, I don't want to hear you when I'm not speaking to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And the cops came.
This is the same date as this incident, is that right? April 25th.
Yes. It was way later.
That happened
So
in the afternoon.
after,
That happened in the
after
afternoon.
the police were involved with this other assault with regard to Tony Gonzalez, who you put your hands on
Yes.
while you were 7 months pregnant, then you and your husband went back to their house.
Not directly after, but yes, later on that evening.
Later on that evening.
Yes.
Oh, you must have had a really good day on April 25th.
There's also one
Shh, I didn't ask you a question. Okay. The gas station attendant in this incident, Brandy, says, and she doesn't know you, and she doesn't know the victim. This independent witness says that she observed you being the instigator in the incident and stated that she saw you cursing and slapping Mr. Gonzalez.
I never slapped. I pushed him back, his face out of mine, yes.
You told the police that you pushed him in the face.
Yes.
That's not a slap. You pushed him in the face. Interesting girl. You're an interesting girl. All right. And then I have this, and the only one I'm interested in is the independent witness who lives in the complex who says that you ran out after the car and you were screaming at him, "Give me my blank money or I'll smash you in the face." That's just from somebody who didn't even want to be involved.
If you read the paragraph above it, please read the paragraph above it where it's a witness that has no relation to anybody who said that she was walking to her car in the parking lot when she saw suspect 1 hit complainant.
Oh, I believe that he hit you.
Confiscated vehicle.
I believe that he hit you.
Yes.
I believe that he hit you. I believe it's your fault. When you look for trouble, you're going to find it.
I wasn't looking for trouble.
Oh,
I went
going over there
talk.
at 10:30 at night to a home where there are 2 toddler children is looking for trouble. Earlier that day, you had been in another altercation with them. So you and your wife were having a very bad day, period. Period. And if there was an altercation at his front door and he was trying to leave, which he was, to get away from the police, to get away from you, but he was trying to get away because you say he ran to his car and I followed him. And you told me that you went there just for the purpose of getting his license plate. That's what you swore to about 15 minutes ago. But that's not true because you've known him for a very long time. He's not going to disappear. He's got a wife and 2 children. So your counterclaim is dismissed. If you got injured that day in his car, too bad. And if she got a bellyache in the car because she was there, because he hit her, that's her problem. She and her 7-month fetus should have been home in bed at 10:30 at night. Now, let's get to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Your car was damaged?
Yes.
How much?
We have the receipt right here.
180 for the windshield, and then it was $462 to get out of impound.
Okay. I believe that they're responsible for that. I believe that, but for the fact that they came to your house at 10:30 at night looking for trouble, this whole unfortunate incident wouldn't have happened. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $642. That's all.
You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Lorsch, you and the defendant were together for about 7 years, according to what I read in your complaint, and engaged for 3 or 4 of those years. You broke up, and you want returned to you some furniture, and you also want the engagement ring back. Ms. Watkins says the furniture's been in her house for years, never asked for it back. As a matter of fact, you don't even want the furniture back. You want the value of the furniture because you've already replaced it. And as far as the engagement ring is concerned, she said she hasn't seen it for years. So either you took it back or it was lost. And you lived together for 2 years after it was lost. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. When did the 2 of you live together? During which period of time?
Well, I'd say from 99 to 2003.
And when you left, did you take anything with you?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Your Honor, that's not true.
What did he take with him?
He took his couch. He took the bedroom set that was
Just
in my
a second.
bedroom.
Did you take the couch? When you moved out, sir, did you take the sofa?
Your Honor, yes, I did.
I mean, I do speak the language, and I assume you do too, so I don't know why you're confused. Did you take a bed?
Just a bed and headboard itself, yes.
Okay. What else did he take, Miss Watkins?
Well, those are the main furniture things that we had there.
Those are the furniture things. Now we're a year later, more than a year later, and you want a refrigerator, not the refrigerator, the cost of the refrigerator. And you want some bedroom furniture that you purchased because each of you had a daughter.
Correct.
And you bought some bedroom furniture so that the 2 girls could be in the same bedroom.
That's right, Your Honor. It made it more comfortable for my daughter to be in her place. Like I said, she provided daycare for me for the whole time that we were together, and I was paying her daycare fees.
So we're getting, Mr. Lorsch, listen to me. We're getting beyond ourselves, sir. I like to keep things very simple. When you moved out in June of 2003, did you ask her for the refrigerator?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
That's not true.
Shh, just a second. Don't say anything that's not true because I will make you look very foolish.
This was something...
Just a second. Don't say anything that's not true or I will make you look very foolish. And you don't want that. So, I'm going to start all over again. Did you ask her for the refrigerator in June of 2003?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Okay. And did you ask her for the children's furniture in June of 2003?
At that point in time, no, Your Honor, I did not.
But you did ask her for the refrigerator?
Yes, I did.
And what did she say?
She thought that I owed it to her.
And what did you say?
I said, I think, your new boyfriend can get you a new refrigerator.
Okay. And what did she say?
She said, I think that rightfully belongs to me now.
Okay. And that's the way it was left.
Yes.
You did not sue her for that, right?
At that point in time, no, I did not.
Over a year ago. Nor did you sue her for the children's furniture, correct?
I did ask her for the stuff on occasion.
Listen to my words very carefully. You did not sue her for those items in June of 2003.
It was a continuing discussion over the year.
When was it a continuing discussion, Mr. Lorsch? Was it a continuing discussion each time you would take your daughter there for her to provide daycare?
More like on a monthly basis.
And you had this conversation with her on a monthly basis while she was taking care of your child. Is that what you're telling me?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, when your daughter was not with Miss Watkins, was she back in your home with you or your former wife?
My former wife, yes.
Did she ever come to stay in your home?
Yes.
For a day, or 2 days, or 3 days?
3 or 4 days usually.
Yeah.
Oh, shh. And when she came to your home, did you feed her?
In the evenings, yes.
And when you fed her, did you use a refrigerator?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you get it from?
I had to purchase a new one to replace the old.
When did you purchase the new one?
I have that in here.
Well, why don't you tell me about it?
May 7th of this year.
So is what you're telling me, Mr. Lorsch, between June of 2003 and May of 2004, you lived without a refrigerator?
No, I had a portable unit.
So you had a refrigerator.
A small one, yes.
Good for you. Now, when did you purchase new bedroom furniture for your daughter to sleep in?
Actually, I do not have it yet.
You don't? So where was your daughter sleeping? She wasn't sleeping with you.
She is either sleeping on the couch or she'll sleep in a sleeping bag in her room.
In a sleeping bag in her room.
This is on call. They're
Just a
supposed to
sec,
call me
Mr.
when
Lorsch.
it's delivered.
Is what you're telling me the way that you provided for your daughter when she was with you was to have her sleep on the floor? Is that what you're telling me?
No, Your Honor. At the time, I had a day bed.
There we go. That's better. In what year did you purchase the bedroom furniture that was in Miss Watkins' home?
That was November 30th of '02, like 6 months before she decided she didn't want to be with me anymore. It's awfully convenient.
No, there were a lot of nights, sir, between November of '02 and June of '03.
Yeah.
It's only 6 months, Your Honor.
That's a lot of nights. Now, where's the engagement ring?
It's gone. I took it off because I wasn't ready to be married. I took it off. The next day where I put it, I went to get it. It was gone.
When was this?
I think he took it.
When?
Oh, gosh. Approximately two years ago, maybe possibly 3.
Did you discuss the fact with Mr. Lorsch that you didn't have the ring?
Yeah. I went to get it, and I said, I took the ring off, and it was gone. I still think he took it because he's so controlling, and he probably took it until the time that he... because we were still dating, and so he probably...
Listen, when you live together and you share a room and you share a life and you have children over, that's not dating. Dating is what you do when somebody comes to your house, picks you up on a Friday night, takes you to dinner and to a movie, and then brings you home. That's dating.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I am a master at ferreting out the truth. So as smart as you think you are, you're not smarter than I am. We understand each other, Mr. Lorsch?
And later today,
At what point did you drive?
On the way home, back to her house.
Miss Sessom, I don't want you to say no unless you were there. And you weren't.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jean Lorsch says ex-fiancée Karen Watkins owes for the return of a bedroom set, a refrigerator, and an engagement ring.
And Mr. Lorsch, while you were living together, do you recall a time that she no longer had the engagement ring?
When she said that she, didn't want to date
No, look
anymore.
at me. Don't look down at your papers. My question to you is...
I asked her at that time.
Just a second. Mr. Lorsch, do you see how foolish I made you look 5 minutes ago? If you don't see it, everybody else has seen it. Now, I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to give you another chance, sir. Did there come a time while you were living together with Miss Watkins that she was no longer wearing the engagement ring?
At the point she called it off, yes.
Good.
I asked her about it then, and she said she stopped wearing it 2 months prior, which was
Okay.
just last year.
So there
Not
was
2
a
years
time,
ago.
listen to me. So there was a time while you were living together that she was not wearing the engagement ring. Is that right?
According to her, yes.
No, according to you. I said there was a time while you were living together that she was not wearing the engagement ring.
That seems apparent, yes.
It was apparent. Now, when you saw that she was not wearing the engagement ring, did you continue to share a room with her?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, I want to listen. You know, you're trying to think of how to answer these questions so that this decision will go in your favor. And I'm telling you only one thing, sir. I am a master at ferreting out the truth. So as smart as you think you are, you're not smarter than I am. We understand each other, Mr. Lorsch?
Yes, Your
My
Honor.
question to you is a simple one, sir. Now that you have acknowledged that while you were living together, she stopped wearing the ring for whatever reason, what kind of discussion did you have with her about the ring?
If she was calling the engagement, I asked her if I could have it back. She says, I have misplaced it, and when I find it, I will return it to you.
After she said she misplaced it, did you ever see it again?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Now, after you broke up in June of 2003, it had been, let us say, months that she hadn't worn the ring. Did you say to her, did you find the ring?
Yes.
And what did she say to you?
I haven't had a chance to look for it yet.
That's not entirely true. He never asked for the ring. Is what he would do is threaten me and point at me and say, if you don't find the ring, I'm going to take you to court and I'm going to ruin you in court. And that's what he used to always do to me, is point at me and corner me and threaten me, you know.
So he asked you for the ring, he demanded the ring back. Now, we're not talking about the Hope Diamond here. We're talking about a ring that, according to you, Mr. Lorsch, you spent $700 on. Is that right?
That's correct.
Get over it. Mr. Lorsch, if you lie about one thing, I doubt the veracity of everything that you say. Do we
Your Honor,
understand each other?
she lies in
Do we
court,
understand? Do we understand each other? It's not her burden, sir. It's your burden. So when you come to court, it's your burden of proof to go forward and convince me that you have just cause. And what you've said in your complaint is, I don't want the refrigerator back, and I don't want the bedroom furniture back. I wanted to pay me the replacement value of it, because I went out and I bought a new refrigerator a year later, and I went out and bought new furniture that I haven't gotten yet. Get a
Your
life.
Honor.
Mr. Lorsch, you're out of here. Goodbye. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused and they step out.
Come by the daycare anytime he wanted, and he'd corner me. He held me captive in his house.
We'd been friends ever since we broke up.
As long as I'm around, he'll always be last place.
I believe that finally I can get him out of my life, and he can move on, I can move on, and it'll be good.
I have a feeling it'll still continue.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sisson versus Chapman. Step forward, please.
Assembly worker Linda Sisson is suing her son's ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old banquet server Tessa Chapman, for the cost to fix her Chevy Cavalier. Tessa says the only reason she drove the vehicle was because Linda's son was drunk.
Ms. Sisson, the defendant is your son's former girlfriend.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, she drove your car and had an accident.
Yes.
You want her to pay for the damage.
Yes.
When did the accident take place?
April 3rd, 2004 at 1 a.m.
You weren't there, is that right?
We were sleeping.
So you didn't see what happened?
No, I did not.
Okay, Miss Chapman, and you say you're not responsible. Let me hear about it.
George Anderson and I were hanging out at his mother, Linda Sisson's house for
George Anderson is your son?
Yes.
A few hours later, George had asked me to drive to the store with him. While we were driving to the store, I realized he was intoxicated.
That is not true.
Shh, listen to me. I don't want you to say anything. You weren't there. I've asked her a question. Got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you and the plaintiff's son were hanging around at her home.
Right.
When had you arrived there?
Probably at like 10 o'clock around.
10 in the morning or 10 at night?
10 at night.
And where had you been before that?
My house.
So you drove over to his house?
No, he came and picked me up.
In whose car?
His mother's car.
When he came to pick you up and you got into the car, was he intoxicated?
No.
How long did it take you to get back to his house?
About 10 minutes.
And you went directly to his house?
Yes.
At what time did you go to the store?
Like 12:30.
Between 10 p.m. or 10:10 p.m. when you arrived back at George's house and 12:30 in the morning, what were you doing?
We were watching TV and we had a couple beers each.
Where did you get the beers from?
His house.
So each of you had a couple of beers. Is that right?
Yes.
And then about 12:30, who decided to go to the store?
George.
You say in your answer that the reason you were driving was because George was drunk.
Yes.
Not according to what you tell me now. According to what you tell me now, the two of you had a couple of beers.
He must have been.
He what?
There was another girl there named Stacy, and they were off in another room for a little while also, so they could have been drinking without me knowing.
They could have been, and I could have been 5'6", but I'm not.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Linda Sisson claims her son's ex-girlfriend, Tessa Chapman, wrecked her Chevy Cavalier. Tessa says she was forced to drive because Linda's son was drunk.
So, when he asked you to go to the store, and you said yes, you knew that you had been drinking.
Yeah.
And you knew that he had been drinking.
Yep.
At what point did you drive?
On the way home, back to her house.
Miss Sesson, I don't want you to say no unless you were there. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you weren't, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me about the accident.
We were driving back. The ride was fine on the way back, and we got back to the house, and I went to pull into the driveway. And in their driveway, there's a little metal pipe that sticks up, and you can't really run it over, so I was backing out to straighten up the car to pull into the driveway. And the cars on the road were parked very close to the driveway, and I accidentally scraped the other car.
Now, what makes you think you're not responsible?
Because I feel as though she's suing me because I broke up with her son.
That's possible. That she decided to sue you now because you broke up with her son. There was no longer a reason for her not to pursue this remedy. My question to you is, why don't you think you're responsible? That's her motive for suing you.
Because George was drunk and I wasn't drunk on the way back from the store, driving back.
Well, Miss Chapman, you had certainly, according to you, been drinking that night.
Yeah, but 2 beers in a course of 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
And that's all you told me you saw George drink.
But he was driving very recklessly on the way to the store.
Then you can get out of the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this?
That's my mother.
Do you live at home with your mother?
No, I live at my own house.
Do you get along with your mother?
Yes, but she
Does she live in the same town that
Nope.
you do? Do you have other people that you know in town?
Mm-hmm.
So that if he was driving, according to you, recklessly on his way to the store, then you say, George, I'm not going to get back into the car with you. And you call a taxi to take you home. But if you get behind the wheel of her car and you have an accident and you've had alcohol that night, you're responsible. And the fact that she may not have pursued this matter while you were with her son, and now you're no longer with him because where is he? Drug rehab, he's in jail, where is he?
He's in rehab, getting treatment.
Good, I'm glad. How much was the damage to your car?
It was $1,300, which I had to pay a $500 deductible. And when I found out about the accident, the doorbell rang at 7 o'clock in the morning. And
I don't care how you found out about the accident.
Well, she admitted to me, Tessa admitted to me that morning when I woke them up to find out what happened to my car, and she apologized because my son came out and told Tessa to tell me that he's not taking the rap because he didn't do the damages, and she did
No, he's a prince.
And she did the damages.
He's a prince. How old is your son?
22.
How long has he had a drug problem?
Maybe about three weeks prior.
You're in denial, madam. What kind of work was he doing?
He was in and out of jobs.
Had he been arrested previous to his current rehab?
Yes.
For what?
For a stolen vehicle.
Yes. What else?
False identification.
What else?
Counterfeit money.
She doesn't get a free ride. She should not have gotten in the car with him. She should not have been driving that night. She is responsible for your out-of-pocket expenses. And if I had a kid who was in this much trouble, I would have taken my car keys and locked them up in a safe to make sure that he didn't use them. Right?
Yes.
Good. So, you got to pay her deductible, Miss Chapman. It's your responsibility. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Now, this is case number 188 on the calendar in the matter of Wyatt versus Grogan. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Wyatt, you have a baby. Mr. Grogan, I assume, has been established as being the father of that child. You say he's responsible for some expenses involving the child's birth and initial few months of the child's life because he's now paying child support. So I have a few questions, Miss Wyatt. When did you and Mr. Grogan have this relationship?
We had started the relationship in the summer of 2003 when he moved back to Iowa from South Carolina.
Had you known him before?
Yes.
For how long?
Approximately 6 years.
Did you have an exclusive relationship with him?
Not at that time, no.
In 2003, did you have an exclusive relationship
yes, we did.
with him? Did you discuss marriage?
No.
So this pregnancy was an unplanned pregnancy?
Correct.
Now, I know that this is a silly question, but how did that happen?
Failed birth control.
Failed birth control. Because it's been my experience, and I've been around for a long time, that there are no accidents.
Correct.
There are only on purposes that look like accidents. And these on purposes usually end up with you having to raise a child by yourself. Mr. Grogan, who is not totally without responsibility, right, Mr. Grogan?
No, ma'am.
Because it takes two to have precaution. And there's nothing wrong with having double precaution, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't want to have a family. You have other children?
Yes, ma'am. I do have one other daughter.
And you?
I have 2 boys.
And how old are your 2 boys?
7 and 9 years old.
And where's their father?
Their father lives in the same town that we do.
Were you married to him?
Yes.
For how long?
7 years.
He pay child support?
Yes, he does.
How much child support does he pay?
$670 a month, and just recently stopped when he stopped working.
He pays $670 a month for 2 children?
Correct.
And how much child support do you pay, Mr. Grogan?
If you include the expense for insurance, it is right at $600 a month.
For 1 child?
Yes, ma'am.
Gets expensive when you're not careful.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how old is your daughter, Miss Wyatt?
11 and a half months.
And tell me, what expenses do you think Mr. Grogan owes you for?
When we were together, before he left down for South Carolina for the birth of his first daughter, he had promised to pay for any baby items that we would need.
What do you mean to pay for the birth of his first daughter?
He moved back to Iowa in the end of August of '03, and he had another woman in South Carolina pregnant, due to have his child the end of April.
You had a very fertile period there, Mr. Grogan.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
We started working together. We started a relationship, and I got pregnant with our daughter. In November, I told him of that, and he said that he had still planned on going down to see the birth of his first child. He had no intentions of staying there. With her, it was just a one-night thing, and he was only going to stay down there for 2 or 3 weeks while she was born, and then he was going to come back up here, take care of our daughter, and stay with me.
That's not exactly.
He did not come back. It was one excuse after the other of, it'll be in a couple more weeks, it'll be a couple
Miss
more
Wyatt,
weeks.
you've not have 2 children. You understand that a commitment means, honey, would you marry me? I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to have a family with you. I want to live with you. I want to take care of you. I want you to take care of me. That's a commitment. Then after you do that, then you think about having a baby. You don't do it the other way around. You do it the other way around. You're just looking for trouble.
I actually offered the commitment, Your Honor. I asked for her. I told her I would pay for move her and the boys down to South Carolina. I said, give it an honest 6 months. I said, if you do not like it, I will move you back. I even told her that we could get married. At this point, her mother had decided that she hated me. She wouldn't defend me with the family. I called her every day. I wish I had the phone records. Unfortunately, I don't. But I called her every day from the day I left, almost until the day that Lauren was born, just to find out that 2 to 3 weeks before, just to find out that she had already had another boyfriend and that he was moving in with her.
Mr. Grogan, you weren't married to this woman in, where is it?
South Carolina.
South Carolina
No,
either.
No, ma'am.
So you already knew that it was possible for somebody to get pregnant without benefit of marriage, right? I mean, even
Yes,
I, at my age,
Yes,
know
ma'am.
that. And so it would seem to me that you would have been smarter in this relationship. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You already had one lady pregnant out of wedlock expecting a child, and then you have another relationship in Iowa, so it would seem to me at that point you might want to wear 2 galoshes instead of 1. Are we understanding each other,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am,
Grogan?
I understand that.
What?
2 galoshes, I like it. I like it.
You know, make sure that it's foolproof. Because it causes an awful lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. Doesn't mean you're off the hook. Because ultimately, you're the one with the responsibility. I assume this is your mother?
Yes, it is.
And I assume that your mother has some sort of responsibility?
Yes, she does.
She didn't ask for the responsibility. She didn't even enjoy the event. But she has all the downside.
Correct.
That's selfish. Very selfish. Now, what kind of expenses did you have for the child? Give me an idea.
We had to buy a baby bed, car seat, clothing, diapers, formula, everything that a baby needs, strollers.
And did you pay for that?
Yes, I did.
And how much was it?
For everything that was purchased before her birth was $1,658, and I have receipts.
I don't want to know what was purchased before her birth. What were her expenses after she was born?
After her birth were the same things. Clothes that she would outgrow, she would need more clothes, she would need
so how much
more
did you
formula.
spend?
After she was born, I have no idea.
From age 0 to 7 months when you started to support the child?
Probably close to $2,000–3,000 a month.
Where'd you get that? $2,000–3,000?
Not a month, I'm sorry, the entire time.
And where did you get that money from?
I have borrowed money from my mother, my grandmother, my boyfriend helps out.
Well, he ought to. He's living there.
It's not his daughter.
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'd worked out of my home as a daycare provider.
Why can't you do that now?
I'm starting that back up right now.
Well, when you start that, are you going to go to court and ask that his child support be reduced? Absolutely not. Right?
No, I won't.
So let's not get there.
And later today,
I went up to Desiree and asked if I could use her cell phone, and she said I could.
And then what did you do?
And then I remember giving it back to her.
That's not what you say in your answer. So get it together.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandy Wyatt says the father of her daughter, Fabian Grogan, owes for their child's miscellaneous expenses. Fabian says Sandy is keeping him from his daughter.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Wyatt?
I work at home, raising my children.
So I would assume this $600 a month the court directed him to pay and didn't allocate any amount of money to you for the child support because you're a stay-at-home mom. Is that right? Well, I want to tell you something. In my world of the law, if you choose to have a third child, you cannot choose to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. That's not a prerogative for you. If you choose to have another child, that was your choice. You can't say you are totally responsible for the child's support because I'm going to have this baby and I'm going to stay home and take care of it. You don't have that right. You have 50% in my world. You have 50% of the obligation to support that child. In this country, mothers and fathers stand on equal footing. They have equal rights, and that's what the Supreme Court says. They have equal rights, then they have equal responsibilities. And equal responsibility means that you pay half of the support. And the court has determined that the child needs $600 a month support. Cut that in half, because $300 a month of that belongs to you. You choose not to work? He's not going to pay for you not working. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
3 times 7 is $2,100. Not $5,000. $2,100 is what I attribute to him for the child support. Is that reasonable?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. That's reasonable. Otherwise, get a job. You have a financial responsibility. You may have the 100% emotional responsibility, Miss Wyatt. That's your choice. You chose to do that.
Right. And I also had 100% financial responsibility for all the things that had to be purchased that before she was born that he promised me, and he had had conversations with my mom on the telephone promising to pay for these things, which he paid nothing.
There, he's going to pay $2,100. Period. For the first 7 months of the child's support. Now he's going to pay for the next 20 years all of the child support. Because when was the last time you held a full-time job?
Full-time?
Full-time.
It's been
that
over
you can
a year.
prove by what?
It's been over a year.
And how long did you have that job?
I had worked out of my home as a daycare provider for over 6 years. That
Well,
was
why
my
can't you
full-time
do that
job.
now?
I am starting that back up right now.
Well, when you start that, are you going to go to court and ask that his child support be reduced? You're going to go back to court like a fair person and say, I am now working full-time, so this child support order of $600 should be reduced? Absolutely not. Right?
No, I won't.
So let's not get there. Now, you want to tell me about this nonsense visit that you're counterclaiming about?
I said I couldn't be there for Lauren. Well, I found out about Joe before Lauren's birth. So I did not make it for Lauren's birth. I had made those arrangements. But at Christmas, I cashed about $1,200 worth of checks, which I spent the entire amount on a trip going to Iowa to be able to see Lauren. As far as I'm concerned, the price of seeing Lauren is every minute is priceless. You couldn't put a price on that.
Good. So how many hours did you see her?
8 at max.
Good. Did you have a good time?
I did. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Good.
But she was supposed to make Lauren available to me. She told me I could see her as much as I wanted to. She did not make her available to me. She kept me at bay.
Do you have a visitation order now, sir?
The only orders I know of are just the child support order.
Well, let me tell you this, Mr. Grogan. You have the absolute right to seek a fixed order of visitation with your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And you should have a fixed order of visitation so that you can see her regularly. But that requires you to go to court, be proactive. You need not even get a lawyer with regard to that. By the way, when did you have a DNA test, sir?
I have not.
Why not?
I fully believe that she's my daughter. I have no reason to dispute the fact that she's my daughter.
Okay. I'm glad that you think that you're absolutely positive that this is your child. But I think it's always wise for people, especially in circumstances where they are not married and they have not been living together during the course of their relationship, to be 100% certain that the child for whom you are paying support is your biological child. We understand each other, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I cannot tell you how many cases, unfortunately, that have appeared before me over the years where people are certain, both parties are certain, that this is a biological child of theirs. And it turns out that something else happened. You understand what I'm saying to you? What?
I was just going to comment on his counterclaim. When he had drove up here from South Carolina in this alleged $1,200 visit, he drove clear across the country with no driver's license.
Listen to me. Listen to me. That's not the issue, madam. The issue is he drove cross country and he was met with a few obstacles to visitation. He has to have an order of visitation so that you do not fix the time when he can see his child. The court fixes that time. That's what he needs.
Your Honor.
And I'm telling you, while he's there, you ought to ask for a DNA test. Now go back to court and get an order.
I'm going to have to. The last conversation that we had, she told me I would never see Lauren again without a court order.
Oh, good. You see how
he threatened me into dropping this lawsuit.
Now I've come 2,500 miles. I'd like to be able to see my daughter while I'm here. I mean, I haven't seen her since Christmas. I try
you
to
mean
find
now?
Out.
Just a second. You mean now? Where is she?
Upstairs somewhere.
Oh, good. We will arrange for that visit. We can arrange for that visit. We can arrange in my chambers. We can arrange for the visit. You have no objection to that, do you? You have no objection to that, do you?
If he's sober, then no, I don't.
Just a second. Well, he's not going to...
He's very rarely sober,
Listen to me. Listen to me. He's sober now, and he's going to see the child in chambers. Do you have any objection to that?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Very good. So I want you to get the child, bring the child down to my chambers. We'll arrange for you to have a half-hour visit.
Thank you.
Reasonable?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,100 and the counterclaims dismissed. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That's his child. Well, it's my child, but he helped bring her into the world.
Of course, I love her very much, and I hope I get to see her as much as possible.
You can just go around the country and continue making babies and not take care of them.
With her mother, I just don't think she's going to allow that without dragging it back into court.
Any man that does that isn't worth marrying.
And that's not good for me or the baby.
Women should watch out for this guy.
Lauren and I got to spend 30 minutes together, as the judge promised. They loved every minute of it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Perez versus Snyder, Pendolino, and Miadors. Step forward, please.
Office Assistant Kimberly Perez is suing her daughter's schoolmate, 13-year-old Brianna Snyder, and her mother, homemaker Stacy Pendolino Miadors, for the cost of a missing cell phone. Kimberly says her daughter loaned the phone to Brianna, who in turn loaned it to her friend.
Who's Desiree?
Right here.
Could you step up, please? And you're Brianna?
Yes.
All right. The two mothers can sit down. I don't need you
Yes,
here
Your Honor.
for this. Thank you. All right. Desiree, you were in school.
Yes, ma'am.
You had a cell phone.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
School was over. We were all hanging out outside. She came up to me and asked if her friend could use it, and Yesenia Hernandez.
And you said?
I said, yeah, and I walked over there with her and gave him the cell phone.
Gave who the cell phone?
Krista.
And?
And then she used it, and I was over standing a couple feet away talking to some friends, and then she went up to Brianna, or Krista, and said, Desi said I can use her cell phone, and then she walked away with it.
What?
I went up to Desiree and asked if I could use her cell phone, and she said I could.
Just a second. What you say in your answer is, you went up to Desiree and asked if you could use her cell phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that what happened?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she said?
Yes.
And did you use her cell phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who did you call?
I called my grandmother and my mom.
Okay. Did she call you from the cell phone?
Yes, she did.
Good. And then what did you do?
And then I remember giving it back to her.
That's not what you say in your answer. So get it together. You said in your answer, I used the cell phone, and then my friend asked if they could make a call too. You remember saying that?
Yes.
Now you remember that?
Yes.
Better? And you let your friend have the phone.
Yes, because she said they could.
Just a minute. That's what you said. You said then you gave the phone. You want me to read it to you, what you said? You said, quote, I passed the phone to my friends and left school. That's what you wrote. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
I know you're 100% sure that it's true.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you say, I have no idea who had it last after I left school.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right? So your defense is, it's not my fault. My two other friends had the phone. Let her go find out where the phone is. That's your defense. Wrong! Step up. Do you understand why she's wrong?
No, Your Honor.
Well, maybe I can help you. Because I gather you don't understand why she's wrong. So maybe I can give you a lesson. Do you want a car?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a best friend?
Yes, I do.
What's your best friend's name? You don't have to think so hard. If you have a best friend, your best friend has to have a name, madam. What's your best friend's name?
Becky.
Becky? Becky comes to you and says, Stacy, I have an emergency. Can I borrow your car for a half hour? Right?
Yes.
Say, sure. You know, my best friend. Take the car keys and you give her the car. You say, use it, you know, just bring it back. And Becky leaves, takes the car, and when she's out, she finishes her emergency, and she runs into her friend, Charlie. Charlie says, you know what? You got a car. I really need a car. Could I borrow the car to go to OTB? And your best friend, Becky, says, sure. Take the car. And he takes the car, and he wraps it around the tree. You think Becky's responsible for your car?
Yes.
Of course. Because you loaned the car to
Becky.
She loaned the phone to your daughter. Your daughter had the responsibility of returning the phone to her. She didn't do it. Now do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. How much did you pay for the phone?
It was $199.99, Your Honor.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat, please.
How old are you, Miss Mance?
I'm 19.
How old were you when you met the defendant?
I was 17.
You were in high school?
Yes, I was a senior in high school.
And what was he?
He was the assistant swim coach on my high school swim team.
When did you start to date him romantically?
We started dating maybe 3 days after the season ended. That was in February of 2002.
You were 17?
Yes.
How old were you?
24 at the time.
Married or single?
Single.
Had been married?
No.
Any children?
No.
According to your complaint, he had some trouble making ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of your relationship, you loaned him money.
Yes.
Substantial amount of money.
Yes.
Mr. Leith says that, well, he did have some hard times there financially. The money that you gave him was just that gifts. You agreed to help him out. And because he's a good guy, he gave you back $2,400. And he says, according to him, let me quote his answer, he said, I didn't want to seem as if I was a charity case, so I paid her a total of $2,400 to make her feel better, and I can prove it. That's what you said here.
Yes.
A lie.
Prove. Shh. I'm going to cut to the chase right now.
Okay.
Miss Mance, you have a whole laundry list of money that you lent him over the years. Is that right?
Yes.
You say he gave you back $1,000, but he still owes you about $3,000.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you this. If he can prove to me what he says in his answer, that he paid you back $2,400, if he can prove to me, listen to my question, if he can prove to me that he paid you back $2,400, are you prepared to say, that's fine, that's...
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Prove to me that you paid her back $2,400.
I don't have any evidence of any kind.
Well, if you don't have any evidence, you see where I'm going?
See where you're going.
See where I'm going?
The only evidence that we have is a title of a car that was signed over from my name to her name, which is a car that I purchased for her.
For $200.
And
Shh.
I purchased the car for $400 from a friend. We signed $200 on the title because it made tax reasons easier. When I put $600 worth of work into it, which her father actually helped me do the work in a friend of his shop, and we had $600 in total parts, including seat covers, wheel covers, and things that I needed to get the engine running properly again, which the car was destroyed a week or so after she started driving it because something that wasn't fixed properly ended up blowing up inside and destroyed the motor. I also gave her $1,400 in cash in total payments, and that was...
Show me from the bank from which you drew out...
I paid everything in cash.
Listen to my mouth. Are you a bookie?
No.
You have a job?
Yes.
You have a checking account?
No.
You put money in a bank or under the mattress?
Under the mattress.
You put it under the mattress. You're slick, but I don't believe you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Nobody does that. You put money in a bank, especially $1,400. You would have some evidence that you withdrew $1,400 from a bank. Not necessarily a check. Not everybody has a checking account. But most people who are college educated have a checking account.
Your Honor,
just
at one point he did have a checking account.
Just a second. Do I look like I need help from you yet?
No.
Who is this?
This is one of my friends. His name is Chip. He's a witness that 2 of the times I did pay her cash, they were $200 each time, so he's a witness to $400 of the money that was paid back.
Good. Perfect. I don't even have to hear him. She says that you paid her back $1,000. You could have had 2 more chips. $2,400, sir. Get there. So far, let us assume that I believe you, which I do not, that we have $400 from Chipper over here. And you have $600 in parts for a car.
Which my father paid for.
Just a second. $2,400, sir. Get there.
I already told you, man. $1,000 in total for the car, and then $1,400 in cash payments made to her.
When?
During the course, it was probably over a course of a year, because she loaned me money when I first got diagnosed with a disease, Crohn's disease. I was out of work for a while, and then when I got back to work, I took a dive off of a ladder and had a fractured spine at one point.
You're an accident looking to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you have family?
No. Well, family, yes. It's my father and my mother and everybody, but...
Well, father and mother usually comprise family. Right, Chip?
I agree, ma'am.
That's where you go if you have the propensity to fall off ladders. You go to your parents. You don't go to your 17-year-old girlfriend.
Well, she was 18 at that time.
Oh, my goodness. Eligible for Social Security, and you were 25. Father?
Yes, ma'am.
Happy with him?
Not really.
Oh, I could tell.
My ex-wife is even less happy, and I had to keep him out of jail. She wanted to put him there.
He was forbidden from entering my mother's house where I was living at the time.
When you were how old?
17.
17, 18.
Is there any particular reason why he was forbidden from entering your house?
I wasn't forbidden from her father's house.
No. I understand that.
My mother was very upset because he was so much older than me, and she found out that I had been giving him money, which upset her even more. And
Where'd you get the money from?
I worked. I have a copy of my W-2 here. I worked full-time during the summertime, and I took a semester off school, and I worked.
She made very good money that year. Unfortunately, she doesn't have it.
Yes.
And I get very few phone calls, if I may interrupt, from my ex-wife. One of them was about this situation after she had heard about it, because it was in the closet for some time. And the words that came out of her mouth were statutory. And that's what she wanted to pursue, and I talked her out of that.
That's hard to do anyway.
Yes,
Because
and
at the
I
time,
didn't
what's
want-
your first name?
Maureen.
Maureen. At the time, Maureen was in love.
Yes.
Or
I didn't want to push them apart, her mother and herself. I figured
Smart
that,
idea.
that would end up in the
It was
wrong
smart.
direction. Thank you.
Wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway.
No.
You need somebody to testify, right?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
The day that we went to Sausalito, Eric was rubbing my shoulders in front of the guy that we were buying
I don't
product from.
care, and neither does he.
As long as they're not my shoulders.
Well, I don't care about rubbing shoulders. Go someplace else if you want to talk about rubbing shoulders.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maureen Mantz says ex-boyfriend Greg Leaf owes for unpaid loans. Maureen says she started dating Greg when he was her high school swim coach, and she was just 17.
Okay, so far you have not convinced me that you gave her $2,400.
The title
I
was
see you
signed
there
over.
without any evidence.
The only evidence I would have had would have been the title of the car.
Except
which I
Chipper
had
over
signed
here. And Chipper doesn't want to fall in my mouth again, do you, Chipper?
No, ma'am.
I will also say, Your Honor, that she did not loan me nearly the amount, and none of it was supposed to be a loan. She had told me during the course of this relationship that she was helping me out because we were together and because we were in a relationship.
I know.
And it was only
Just
after we
listen
broke
to-
up.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
A 17-year-old cannot make a contract with you.
None of the money was ever borrowed or any money that she ever spent was until after she had turned 18, so she would have been a legal adult at that time.
Which was only a few months later.
You got it? You just love that man. Listen to me. Maureen, really good lesson.
Hard.
Hard
Very
lesson.
hard.
Over the course of 2 years, you gave him a whole lot of money. Now, ordinarily, I would dismiss your lawsuit because you have no evidence of a loan. You loved him. But he says he paid you back. That's his problem. And he can't prove it because he has no evidence. So what he wants me to do is believe a 25-year-old, because at that time he was 25, because you've turned 18, eventually he turned 25,
Right.
that a 25-year-old man took money from an 18-year-old girl, and he wants me to believe that this 25-year-old man had no bank account, no checking account, kept his money under his mattress.
When he had it.
When he had it. So I find that hard to believe, Mr. Leaf. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is your Crohn's disease under control?
Yes, it is.
Oh, how wonderful for you. And you working full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
And you haven't fallen off any ladders lately?
No, ma'am.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,400, which is the amount you say you paid her back but can't prove. Maureen, be grateful.
I am. Thank you very much.
That's all.
Thank you, Yvonne.
All is excused. You may step out.
In the beginning of our relationship, he wrote me letters telling him how much he loved me and how much he couldn't wait to spend his life with me.
We had both written letters to each other, and I wouldn't consider them to be romantic love letters.
I was young, I was naive, and it was a hard lesson.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mackey versus Dewey. Step forward.
Spa owner Lee Mackey is suing his former employee, 26-year-old esthetician Melanie Dewey, for the return of money he claims she stole. Melanie says she kept the money because Lee was withholding her pay.
Mr. Mackey, do you own a day spa? Is that what kind of establishment
Yes, ma'am. I'm
that you
actually a
have?
partner.
And according to what I read, the defendant did some work at your day spa as an esthetician. She gave facials. What else?
We didn't really get to that point yet, but I was going to be the head esthetician. I was getting ready to open the salon with them.
So you weren't working for them?
I was working for them, but not doing facials yet.
What were you doing?
I was helping them open the day spa, doing like the hiring and the training and ordering the supplies, bringing the supplies.
Okay. According to what I read, Miss Dewey came to you with some sort of a proposition, and that was that she had a friend from whom she could purchase a tanning bed at a very good price, $500. Is that right?
Not technically, ma'am. It's a spray tan machine, and the price was $550. So it was not
A
technically
spray
tan.
tanning machine.
Yes, ma'am.
You gave her the $550?
Gave her $500 in cash, and then I helped put $150 down for her insurance.
I don't want to know about the insurance. You gave her $500 in cash for the machine?
$650 total, ma'am.
Mr. Mackey, I want you to listen to me, sir. I said you gave her $500 in cash for the machine.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you said, well, I didn't want the machine. You were going to sell it to somebody else. And when you told that to the defendant, she said, well, I'm going to keep the $500.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also claimed that you loaned her $150 for her car insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Miss Dewey says that, in fact, you did give her the $500, you did pay the $150, but you owed her money for some wages, and she's keeping everything. Right?
Correct.
Uh-huh. When were you supposed to open the spa, Mr. Mackey?
Originally it was in June, but we were delayed for construction. We finally opened December 15th.
Of 2003?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did Miss Dewey come to work for you?
I'd have to actually talk to our general manager, Eric. He's actually the one that dealt with hiring her.
When did Miss Dewey come to work for you?
She started helping the spa open, I would say, in early...
You're thinking really hard. The questions get harder here,
September.
sir. What?
September.
September what?
I don't know the exact date.
When in September?
It was the last week of July, actually.
Is that a possibility, sir?
I have her paycheck here that says 11/13/03 for 16 hours that she put in, and $295 of products that she purchased that she was reimbursed for.
11/16/03 is the first paycheck she had?
Yes,
You said she came to work for you in September.
that is correct.
So what happened to September and October?
This is when she was reimbursed for her hours.
Let me see. Okay. So you say you came to work in July.
End of July, last week.
And what did you do for them in July?
They had me look online for products that they would like, talk to them on the phone, ordering supplies, going with them to Sausalito to order supplies.
Well, I want you to take out a list of the hours that you worked.
He was responsible for all those hours. I don't have any of the hours.
You mean you were being paid on an hourly basis and you didn't keep track of how many hours you worked?
He actually was supposed to give me a base salary, which I never had, and a compensation package that he never gave me. He never came through with anything that he said that he would.
Then why did you continue there?
That's why I quit, and that's why I kept the money. It was ridiculous.
Well, you can't do that.
I felt that I could. Maybe
Well, you can't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lee Mackey says former employee Melanie Dewey owes for the return of money. Melanie claims it's Lee who owes her.
Okay. What's your first name?
Melanie.
Melanie! Listen to me, dear. If you go to work for somebody in July and you get your first paycheck in November, you're supposed to say,
Very too trusting.
Something isn't right here. I worked in July, I worked in August, I worked in September, I worked in October. November 16th, I get a check for $583. Something isn't quite making sense here. Now, when did he give you the $500 for this tanning machine?
It was in September.
August 28th, ma'am. Also, just to talk a little bit about what Melanie is saying about working, we actually weren't even open. We were during construction.
I understand that.
So-
What Melanie is saying is she was helping you set up. And she had to have been there prior to when you say she was there in November, because she made this arrangement to get you a piece of equipment in August.
That's because we were friends.
Mr. Mackey, don't play with me. You may have promised her that she would have a role in the new day spa and that she would be the chief esthetician, but you needed some help in setting up the place, and she was on the phone, and she may have gone to look for some products for you. It's her responsibility to keep track of her own hours, to check against yours. She can't do that. She can't come here with a pretty smile and a great tan and then say to me, this is my evidence. I mean, that doesn't float. So August 28th, Miss Dewey, you got the $500. And when did you decide to keep it for yourself? What date?
Probably around the end of September, when I was still working for them and training all of their estheticians. And then I asked him for my compensation package, and he said that it was a great package, nowhere to be found, but they were going to turn around and sell the machine that I was giving them and make about $1,000 off of it. And at that point I realized I'm not going to get paid, they're making money, and I'm getting totally screwed.
That was in September?
Correct.
So in September you kept the money?
Correct.
Did you continue to go to work there?
No.
Well, then can you explain this check that was given to you on November 13th for $583 that you cashed?
I guess it was a later time. I don't remember the time frames.
Can I ask you this question, Miss Dewey?
Yes.
What did you do to prepare for your day in court? I mean, other than put on perfect makeup, what did you do?
I've been out of the country. I wasn't prepared.
You certainly are not prepared. What you're supposed to do when you come to court is the judge is going to ask you questions. Then you had to sit down and say, this is when I went to work for them. These are the hours that I put in. This is when I stopped working. This is when I decided to appropriate the $500 for myself because I wasn't getting paid. But if now you tell me that you appropriated the $500 in September, and then 2 months later they pay you $583, something doesn't quite fit. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, so I can't help you, madam. Now, what about this $150 loan for insurance?
Well, actually, ma'am, the $50 was supposed to go towards the machine. The other was a loan because the insurance agent was around the corner from my house, and I do have the canceled check.
Can I see it,
where I
please?
wrote Melanie on the info line because it was not for me. And that was dated 11 November.
Okay. Now, Melanie, State Farm is where you insure your car. Is that correct?
That's where he insured my car, yes.
What do you mean he insured your car?
He was trying to pursue me. He was trying to date me. And that was one of his ways to get me to date him, was to get car insurance for me. So that was something that he did as a gift.
Just a second. Melanie, he was trying to date you. He was trying to pursue you. That adds a new layer to this rather interesting
Actually, both
case.
owners were, actually.
What?
Yeah. The day that we went to go get products in Sausalito, Eric was rubbing my shoulders in front of the guy that we were buying products from.
I don't care, and neither does he. You don't care about rubbing shoulders, do you?
As long as they're not my shoulders.
Yeah. Well, I don't care about rubbing shoulders. All I care about is State Farm insurance for $150. Go someplace else if you want to talk about rubbing shoulders. Now, you allowed him to pay for your insurance, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because he said it was a gift and he wanted to do that for me.
I don't believe you. Okay, listen, Melanie, where do you work now, darling?
I work at a day spa.
What do you do in the day spa?
I'm an esthetician.
How many days a week do you work?
4 days.
What do you do on the 5th day?
I take care of my son.
And on 4 days, working 4 days a week, you're able to support yourself and your child?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, wonderful. So I hope you have the $650 to return to Mr. Mackey. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650. That's all.
Case number 353 on the calendar in the matter of Brakefield Jesse versus Blake. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Mr. Brakefield, this is your girlfriend, is that right?
This is my wife.
This is your wife now?
Yes.
At the time of this, it was your girlfriend?
At the time of it, yeah.
Okay. According to what I read, several years ago, you had either a relationship with somebody, you had a brief marriage.
I was married to my first wife.
Okay. And that marriage produced a child.
Yes, it did.
A child that your then wife was not interested in raising.
That's correct.
And you took custody of that child.
Yes, I did.
But you weren't either in a position or you weren't interested in being a full-time parent either. So you turned your son over to the defendant for the purpose of care. And Mrs. Blake cared for your son for how many years?
21 months.
And during that 21 months, you were in the armed forces?
Yes.
Where were you stationed?
It was in Point Loma, California, in San Diego.
And Mrs. Blake cared for your son every day? He slept there?
Not full-time, no. She was a daycare provider and a close friend.
You mean your son was only there during the day?
He was there during the day, except for Tuesdays and Thursday nights where she offered to keep him overnight so that I could go work out at the gym and perhaps get some more personal time.
Other than that, he slept at your house?
He slept overnight at my house, yes.
Is that correct?
No, it's not correct. He was with me 24/7 for the first 4 months. He didn't even come by to visit his son, but twice, and it was only after we requested it.
So for the first 4 months, he was with you full-time?
He was with me full-time the whole 21 months.
Does that sound right?
No, it's not correct at all.
Okay. Whether the child was with you 24/7 for the first 4 months or 21 months practically full-time, you started a new relationship with the co-plaintiff, and you decided that it was no longer necessary for Mrs. Blake to take care of your son, so you picked him up one day from her home, didn't tell her that you did not plan to return him, and took him, I assume, back to your house.
Yes.
Mrs. Blake called Child Protective Services. She tried to contact you. She didn't know where you were. She didn't know where the child was. She called Child Protective Services, and she made a report of suspected child abuse and or neglect. And you did do that.
Yes,
you acknowledged that you did that.
Yes, I did, and I was concerned deeply about Cody. He was not ever out of my sight without me knowing where he was more than 2 days.
Just a second. Well, that's what your case is involving. Your case is involving this call to Child Protective Services, which you say were unnecessary and unwarranted, causing you all kinds of grief, and you want to be compensated for that.
Yes.
And Mrs. Blake said that what you really did was amount to kidnapping this child without telling her that you were taking him, without telling her that you did not intend to return him to the home. And she had a legitimate concern about his well-being, and she called Child Protective Services. Right?
That's correct.
So, there's no question that for almost 2 years, Miss Blake was an integral part of your son's life. Is that right?
That's true.
How did he refer to her?
Mom.
I'm asking him.
He called her mom because that's how she'd call him mommy. She'd call him mamas, so that it would what he would say when he was around her.
All I want to know from you is, I want a direct answer to my question. Direct answer to my question, Mr. Brakefield, is that he called the defendant mommy, right?
Yes.
Cody also calls him mommy. He also calls me mommy. He calls a lot of people mommy.
I didn't ask you anything yet. Nothing. How did you find Mrs. Blake?
She was a wife of one of my coworkers when I was at a different command.
You must have regarded her highly if you turned your son over to her.
I didn't have anybody else.
So what you're telling me is you would have turned him over to anybody because you needed a babysitter. Is that what you're telling me?
No. She offered to help me out. I was in a tight situation. She offered to help me out, and I accepted her help.
Mr. Brakefield, you're not going to be able to get away from my question. Either you believed that she was a quality caregiver, or you didn't know whether she was a quality caregiver or not, but you used her anyway.
I believe she was a quality caregiver.
That's a better answer. So, Did anything happen during the course of the 21 months that Mrs. Blake was caring for your son that led you to believe that she was not a quality caregiver?
Yes.
Tell me what that was.
There were several occasions where I went into her house when picking my son up from her. There would be dog feces outside of her bedroom or down near her office, and she would tell her son to clean it up, and it would just stay there.
So that happened when?
On several occasions.
How much into the babysitting?
It was probably anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half into it.
Well, you weren't sufficiently concerned about that to take your son out and find a different daycare for him, right?
I felt it was something that I could resolve
How could you resolve that?
by talking to her and saying, no, I've brought this up to you on past occasions.
So what I'm asking you is, it never reached the point where you felt as if your child was in danger.
Not in physical danger, no.
Well, in physical danger from being in a place that was unclean.
Well, he was allowed to walk around with cleaning products like the dishwasher pillow packets. I brought that up, and I was told, oh, he can't break those open. They're tough to open. You can barely, it's hard to open them, so he's perfectly safe.
When during the course of her babysitting for your son did that happen? How old was he?
It actually happened on multiple occasions. I just kept bringing it up, and so, oh, he's fine. And then one day I get a phone call from her saying, well, I'm not going to let him walk around with the cleaners anymore. He just sprayed 409 into Trevor's eyes.
When did you take your son out of Miss Blake's care?
On the 25th of July of this year.
And what was the impetus of you doing that?
I have a letter that I sent her that listed the reasons why I was terminating her services.
Let me see the letter.
The straw that broke the camel's back was that I allowed her to take my son to Las Vegas because she was going there for 4 days, one of which on the very first day was my dad's day off because my father lives there. And I would figure, well, she can take my son to see his grandfather.
Yes.
So the very first day that she was there, it was my dad's day off. My dad did not see his grandson that day.
Go ahead.
My dad didn't see his grandson until the night before they left, and only for half an hour. So I was on the phone with my dad when she walked in the front door. So my dad says, well, they're here. I'm going to see my grandson. I hung up the phone. A half hour later, I called him back expecting to hear, oh, yeah, everything's going great. You know, I'm loving my grandson. I don't get that. I get, she doesn't like you. I said, well, Dad, why doesn't she like me? She has nothing good to say about you. She said, you're self-centered. She says, you're never there for your son. And I said, you know, this is why I had her as a babysitter, because I'm in the Navy and sometimes I do work some late hours and I live 40 miles from work. So sometimes I go home and I sit in traffic for an hour and a half and I don't get there till 6, 7 o'clock at night. And it's not that I don't want to be there for my son. It's just that I had her services so that I wouldn't have to go to my boss and say, it's 4 o'clock, I got to pick up my son from daycare.
Your Honor? Just a second. Okay. So are you telling me that the reason you decided to terminate her employment, by the way, how much did you pay her?
$300 twice a month. My father also told me that...
Don't tell me anything that your father told you, sir, because that's all hearsay. So you paid her a little over $600 a month. Is that right?
He didn't pay for the first 4 months. We got the baby on December 26th. He had nothing, no diapers, no clothes, no items. This is the first baby item I bought him.
Just a second. So what you're telling me the first 4 months
4
he
months,
gave you...
nothing. Not
Is that right?
one dime.
No, that's not true.
Show me proof that for the first 4 months you paid her $300 twice a month.
I paid her in cash. She insisted on it.
And later?
It was all cash. I mean, I paid her by check one time, and she got upset because she said she didn't want to have to make a trip to the bank.
So let me ask you this question, sir. You wrote this after you had already taken your son
out of her
without
care.
telling her.
Right.
So
but she has
Your Honor, I have court documents to where Carolyn was so involved in his divorce and so pushy in regards to the care of Carolyn that
Cody.
the attorney actually asked that she not be in the picture anymore.
Doesn't make any difference. I told you once before. I didn't ask you anything. When did you meet him?
In March.
When did you start dating?
March.
And were you dating in April?
Yes.
Where did you live?
In Oceanside.
How did you meet him?
I met him online.
And when did you decide to get married?
June.
So you decided to get married in June, and in July all of these irritants that had been bothering him for 2 years all of a sudden made it so that he took the child out of Miss Blake's custody without giving her any advanced warning. Is that the time frame we're talking about?
That's right.
Right. I got it. So you'll answer me when I ask you a question. Do you have children?
No.
Okay. Is somebody from Child Protective Services currently monitoring your home?
No, they closed the case.
Did I look as if I was looking at you? I was looking at him.
They closed the case and they sent they gave me a letter.
I want to see the closed letter. This letter suggests that they conducted an investigation over a 2-month period, and that you now have your child in a licensed daycare facility, but they recommend that he be tested at the Hope Infant program because the daycare provider thinks that the child may have some developmental deficiencies. Have you done that, sir?
I have already.
And what's the result?
The daycare provider thought he might have a speech delay like one of his other brothers did. And I had a representative of the Hope Infant program come to my home, and it was determined that he does not have a speech delay because he's been talking, he's been putting 3-word sentences together and doing just fine.
Okay. Now we're going to get back to my original question, Mr. Brakefield, and that is, why did you not notify Miss Blake that you planned not to return Cody to her care?
Because before my first wife lost her parental rights, we had actually agreed to physical custody sharing. I informed Miss Blake of that, and she got very angry with me and started yelling at me that I was sending my son off to die, and so I figured, not wanting to go through that again and not knowing what her reaction this time would be, I figured a written letter would be the best route to go.
But you took him on July 25th, according to you, and you didn't write this letter, according to the date on the letter, until August 13th. So between July 25th and August 13th, what communication did you have with her?
I had none.
Well, that's wrong,
Except,
sir.
when I told her I was going to go to Las Vegas to visit my father, which instead I went to another location, and my father started receiving phone calls from her demanding to know where I was, and my sister said she didn't know, and she was told by Miss Blake that she didn't care about me, she didn't care about Cody.
Don't listen to me. That's all hearsay. I'm asking you what you did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You had bad judgment when you picked wife numero uno. I hope that you had better judgment when you picked numero due. I'm not so sure.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marvin Brakefield and his wife Jennifer Jesse claim child care provider Carolyn Blake falsely accused him of kidnapping his son.
Mr. Brakefield, you're coming to court today, a man who, because of circumstances, finds himself in a position of having to care for an infant full-time and have a job. You did it with the help of Miss Blake for almost 2 years.
Right.
Then you meet this lady, and I gather from your complaint and from her answer that these two ladies did not get along.
At first they did when I first brought her over to her
Right now,
house.
it may be the first minute. After that, they did not get along. And within a month of the two of you deciding to make a life together, you remove Cody from Miss Blake's custody and don't tell her that you're not coming back. And expect her, listen to me, sir, and expect her to just say, well, I guess he decided to take the boy himself. There you go. And forget about it. And some 3.5 weeks later, sent her a letter outlining why you took him from her custody. I don't think that's right. So
I wasn't sure what her reaction would be, and I didn't want to risk
all you have to do is send her a
screamed at and yelled at.
telegram. I decided to terminate your responsibilities with regard to Cody. I will not be bringing him back. After I return from vacation, I have found another daycare provider, period.
I don't think it would have made a difference in her reaction.
Well, you don't know, but at least you would have done the right thing.
I have several harassing phone calls on my cell phone. She threatened to sue for custody of my son. The time she threatened to call CPS. She called my command on several occasions. There are times that she on several of the phone calls says, I am Cody's mother, and even has a message directly to Cody saying, this is mommy, this is your mother. It's just, anybody who's ever read this or heard the messages thinks we did the right thing by getting him out of her care.
Listen to me. I don't necessarily think you did the wrong thing by deciding to resume full-time physical custody of your child. You now had a fiancé who was going to be living with you, so you were in a better position to take care of him. I don't fault you, sir, for removing Cody and deciding to take him back in your full-time charge. I fault you for the method in which you did it. You did it in a heartless fashion. Very heartless. Not only heartless for her, but heartless for your son. He's a 2-year-old child. And the only maternal figure that he's known in 2 years is her. So whether you decide to take him back full-time, you sit down, you have a conversation. And you say, listen, you may like it, you may not like it, but I'm getting married, and I am going to take Cody back. We're going to make a family, the three of us, but I'd like to be able to do this in an orderly fashion. I'd like to be able to bring him to you 3 days a week and then bring him 2 days a week and then down to 1 day a week, and you can always visit him so that the transition for my son would be easier. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
If she rejected that, you've at least done the right thing. But you can't do the wrong thing and then come to court and expect me to feel sorry for you because after you did the wrong thing, she called Child Protective Services. What you did was wrong. What you did was abusive to a child who has the only other parent that they know, the one that they're with most of the time, because when you pick him up after work, then he goes to sleep. And that's those days that you're not picking him up because you're going to the gym and taking care of other personal business, right, according to you.
It's part of my job. It's mandatory. It's a mandatory military regulation that you work out 3 days a week.
Great! What does your 2-year-old son have to do with that? All he knows is the only person that's taking care of him is her.
Yep.
And what you did was precipitously and without any thought to how it was going to impact on him, you removed him from the only family that he knew without a transition. And that, as far as I'm concerned, was abusive. And that, as far as I'm concerned, deserves a call to Child Protective Services and say, what kind of person has this kind of judgment? I'm afraid for the kind of judgment that he is exercising with regard to this 2-year-old. You got my drift? I've raised some children, and I have grandchildren, and you're supposed to take the position as a parent that you're supposed to do what's best for them, the children, all the time. Now, what's best for your girlfriend, but what's best for the child. Right. Not even for what's best for her. Right. She's not the issue. You're grown-ups. He's not a grown-up. He's a baby. And you and your first wife put him in a position. You had bad judgment when you picked wife numero uno. I hope that you had better judgment when you picked numero due. I'm not so sure. But you and your first wife, it was your bad judgment picking somebody who wasn't ready to have a family. It was second poor judgment that you had a baby with somebody that wasn't ready to have a family. You find a caregiver who was given your child, who's kept him safe, fed, clean, because she didn't remove him from her custody for 2 years, so evidently her care could not have been that inadequate, sir. And then when you decide to do it, you do it in a fashion that is not designed to ease the transition. As far as I'm concerned, that's neglectful and very bad judgment. So, did you call Child Protective Services?
Yes, you better believe I did.
Good for you. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He disappeared from his apartment.
That's case number 362 on the calendar, the matter of Gaviola versus Turner. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Ms. Gaviola, the defendant was a friend of yours?
Yes.
And the two of you decided to go on a road trip for something, for business? Was it?
We were invited to a music festival in Hollywood.
And where were you coming from?
Sacramento.
You rented a car. And when you got to Hollywood, you loaned the defendant the car.
Correct.
It is your claim that she wrecked the car, and you are being held responsible by the rental car company.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Turner says she did not wreck the car. She was using the car was stolen, and somebody else wrecked it. So it's not her responsibility. That's your defense.
Yes.
You hesitated. That's what I read. Is that wrong?
No.
Okay. When were you going to the festival?
It was Friday, July 9th. I left from Sacramento around 7.
When did you rent the car?
5:30 that afternoon.
From whom?
Enterprise.
And when you arrived in Hollywood, what did you do with the car?
I lent the car to Rhonda.
Okay. You got the car on the 9th of July?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened?
Actually, what happened was we drove from Sacramento
Look
to
at me, not the floor.
We drove from Sacramento to Los Angeles, and we
Who did the driving?
The plaintiff.
Go ahead.
And we arrived in Los Angeles, and we went to her boyfriend's house. And from that point, I had taken the car and went home. And we were to meet up the next day.
Went home to where?
To my mom's house, actually, in Los Angeles.
Don't make things up as you're going along, because I'm going to come back to everything that you tell me.
Okay.
And, you know, the only reason you have to have a good memory is if you tell lies. If you tell the truth, you don't need a really good memory, because you can tell the same story over and over again, and it's the truth. Do you understand, Ms. Turner?
Yes, I do.
All right. So you dropped her off, you took the car, you went to your mother's house. Is that the last time you saw the car?
No.
When did you use the car again?
The next day when it was time to go to the so-called festival.
Did you go to the festival together?
No, we met there.
And you were driving the car?
Yes.
When you left, did you drive by yourself?
Yes.
Where did you go?
To a family barbecue.
Where?
in Inglewood, California.
And did you drive back to your mother's house?
No, not at that point.
When did you drive back?
I didn't drive back to my mom's house from that point. We were at the barbecue, and that's where the car was stolen from.
When did you find out the car was stolen?
Sometime during the day when I got ready to go, went outside and the car was not there.
What time?
Between 7 and 8.
May I see the police report, please, where you called the police and told them that the car was stolen?
I didn't make a police report.
Why not?
Well, I figured the car wasn't in my name, and I figured I needed to get in touch with the plaintiff so the plaintiff could make the appropriate report on the car.
When did you call her?
I called her that same night.
What time?
Somewhere between 8 and 9.
Is that right?
We received a voicemail message on Jimmy's phone around maybe 10.
Who got the message?
He originally received the message.
Jimmy, what's your last name?
Placencia.
You received the message. What did the message say?
The first message I received from Rhonda was that she left a message saying she had wrecked the car. The car was in an accident.
That's not true.
Shh. That's the first message.
Correct.
And the second message?
We had communicated several times during that evening. I called her back and she left a voicemail. And
did you speak to her when you called back?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her and what did she say to you?
I asked her about the vehicle and what had happened, and she had told me that she had gotten into a car accident, and I asked her about the accident. She said that she had hit somebody, and I asked her, did she exchange information, and there was no information exchanged.
And then the story changed?
And then the story had changed, and then she had tried to talk me or talk us into reporting the car that Lisa was originally the driver. She did not want to take responsibility for the accident. And when I started explaining to her that that would not be appropriate, then her story changed. She didn't want to talk, and we hung up, and then we tried to reach her again, and were not able to get in touch with her.
That isn't true. I called them several times during the night. They did not return my phone calls.
Ms. Turner?
Yes.
I read your answer very carefully, and you say that the car was stolen. My friends and family searched the neighborhood for the car, and finally a friend called and said that they had found the car, but it was wrecked. Where's the friend?
They're not here.
What's the friend's name?
Adrian.
So Adrian found the car wrecked, came back and told you that. Is that what you're telling me?
Adrian didn't find the car herself. Her boyfriend found the car.
Yes.
I got the call initially from her stating what had happened. That was the next day.
So it's different from what you wrote in your answer?
No. My answer says that we looked for the car after we found out the car was stolen.
No, you can't. Finally, a friend called and said they had found the car and it was wrecked.
That was the next day.
All right. How much is Enterprise charging you for the car?
$3,780.96.
You have a contract with Enterprise?
Yes.
Can I see it, please? Okay. Now, you went into a contract with these people in which you guaranteed to them that there would be no other driver driving this car.
Yes.
You had no right to give her the car to drive.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Because if you had put down her name, which you could do, and her driver's license, they would have said, now you're covered if you accepted insurance. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's why you're being charged this $3,780.
Yes.
So, I have to find some sort of a reasonable balance between your wrongdoing and her wrongdoing, because I find, madam, that your story is a crock of baloney. Now, you damaged the car, you try to get out of it. And even if the car wasn't cared for properly while it was in your possession, you have to accept responsibility for that. You have to accept responsibility. You're not supposed to slough off responsibility. Neither are you. You did the wrong thing. But for the fact that you did the wrong thing, she wouldn't have been in a position to wreck your car that you are now being held responsible for. Do you have a car at home?
Do I have a car? Yes.
Do you have insurance?
Yes.
Well, if you had insurance, the insurance would cover this if you were permitted to drive the car. Do you know that?
Yes. When she rented the car, she called me and said, do I need to get insurance on the car? And I said, yes, it would be the appropriate thing to do.
Your Honor, she had assured me at the time when I had given her keys that she would be extremely careful and that she would be responsible for any damages to the car because she had full coverage insurance.
I don't believe she said that to you. I don't believe she said that to you at all. In any event, I think you're each responsible for half of the damage to this car and half of what you're being charged for. 50%. 50% for doing the wrong thing, 50% for having an accident and not coming clean. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of half, $1,890. That's all. The rest you're responsible for.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm glad that both of us were able to take responsibility of the car.
I'm not going to say that I was liable for the car because I didn't wreck the car.
I'm really just glad that it's over.
I think it was a fair decision.
It's been very challenging.
We got insurance for the car. Had she told the story the way it should have went, she would have been covered.
Really don't want to speak anymore.
If you're going to be honest all the way.
We're no longer friends.
Don't tell half truth.
I think it's about being selective of the people that are in your life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Troy versus Shaw. Step forward, please.
Retail salesperson Patricia Troy is suing her ex-boyfriend, retail assistant manager Charles Shaw Jr., for the return of money meant to secure an apartment. Patricia says Charles lied about wanting to live with her.
Ms. Troy, the defendant is your former boyfriend, and according to your complaint, you gave him some money in order to save up some money to put down on an apartment for the two of you to share together. After you gave him the money, he decided he no longer wanted to be a couple, and you want your money back.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what the case was about.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw acknowledges that you gave him money, right?
Yeah.
But Mr. Shaw says that the money was a gift. You had given him money in the past. It had absolutely nothing to do with an apartment, and there was never an expectation that he would return that money to you should the relationship go south. So, how long have you known him?
Since September of 2002.
And I gather from your complaint that there was a time, Mr. Shaw, that you were incarcerated. Is that right?
Yes.
When was that?
From March of 2003 until April of 2004.
What were you incarcerated for?
A breaking and entering charge and...
Burglary?
Yeah.
I could understand burglary.
And...
Was this the first time you
control
were...
management.
What?
I didn't go to anger control management.
Burglary and anger control management. So this emanated from a domestic violence situation?
Yeah, so basically it was just anger control management. That's the charge. I got violated.
Why didn't you go to anger control management?
I did go. I missed the last class, so I got violated.
And who was it that was the target of your anger?
A former ex-girlfriend.
You have a child with this ex-girlfriend?
No.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yeah.
Did you finish anger control management?
Yes.
Did you finish it in prison?
Yes.
See how they get you to do it? One way or another, you're going to go to that last class.
रत्नपुरी की गलियों में आज फूलों की होगी जम के बरसात मूषक सवारी गजामुखी दिलों पे करने आए हैं रात कोई डीजे को बुलवा लो कोई झांझ नगाड़े दाओ रंग चढ़ने दो पप्पा का झूमते नाचते जाओ भगवा लहरा दो लाले आई बप्पा आले आई बप्पा आले दंताय गणराजा तेरी महिमा अति है भारी बप्पा तेरी सूरत पे हम तो जाएंगे वारी हो जय गोविंदा जय गोविंदा जय गोविंदा गोपाला 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 ब्रज का है गोवाला माधो मुरली वाला जय हो गोविंदा जय हो गोपाला ब्रज का है गोवाला माधो मुरली वाला जय हो गोविंदा जय हो गोपाला आया बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी ग्वाल बालों के संग माखन चुराने वाला ब्रज का है गोवाला माधो मुरली वाला जय हो गोविंदा जय हो गोपाला ब्रज की गलियों में मची रहा शोर सकीर छुपा दे मखन आया नंद किशोर जय गोविंदा गोपाला ब्रज की गलियों में मची रहा.
Now, Miss Troy met you in September of 2002, so she enjoyed your company for several months, and then you went to jail. And I assume that Miss Troy stood by you when you were in jail. Is that right?
She came in on the tail end part.
On the tail end part of jail?
Yeah. She was writing at the beginning, then she stopped writing. Then around November of 2003, she started coming around.
You mean she started to come to visit you?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't go visit her. So she was visiting you.
Yeah.
How far a trip was it that she had to make to come to visit you?
Not far.
Give me an idea. What's not far?
Probably a mile.
1 mile? The jail was 1 mile from where she lived?
I assume it was.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I said, you're waiting for my son to get home. There's no guarantee he's going to even still want to be with you. This is about my son no longer wanted to be with her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Troy says her ex-boyfriend Charles Shaw Jr. owes for the return of money she gave him to secure an apartment. Charles says the money was a gift.
Now, where was the jail? What jail were you in?
Richmond City.
Richmond City? Was that a county jail?
City.
And you live in Richmond?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not such a far distance for you to come to visit?
It's not that far.
When you came to visit him, did you bring him money?
On occasions.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How much money did she bring you?
These are just some of the money slips that she did give me.
Can I see it, please? Who is this, by the way?
Oh, that's my father.
$20 on March 13th, $30 on March 27th, $30 on April 12th, $50 on January 22nd.
All that money she didn't bring me. My father, right? My father gave her the money to bring to me.
Why didn't he come to bring it to you?
Because my father owns a furniture store, and she was working for him at the time. So during that time, he was at work. When she came to visit, she just brought the money down.
But it was not always his money, Your Honor.
Sometimes it
that
was
money
yours.
came out my pocket, and I also have some receipts.
Those are the same receipts.
Okay, I have receipts.
Different
Okay.
dates.
So sometimes his father gave you money to bring him, sometimes you brought the money yourself. Now,
Exactly.
tell me about the money that you claim you gave him for the apartment, Miss Troy.
Okay.
He got out of jail.
Yeah, he came home in May.
Look at me when you're talking.
He came home. We were still dating, supposedly. It came to a point where he went out of town. Supposedly went to New York or whatever. We talked about our apartment. We had conversations about the apartment. I also have the letters where the conversation started when he was incarcerated.
Like so.
So when he came home, we talked furthermore about it, and we agreed that I would give him some money to save for the apartment. On the first occasion, I gave him $180 in cash. On the second occasion, he came to my home and picked up $200 in cash.
Well, what did he say when he picked up the $200 in cash?
I mean, he really didn't say anything. He just said he was going to put the money away. Okay, then he told me he found an apartment. He was approved for it. He told me he needed my information so he could put my name on the lease. Okay, we were supposed to move in the apartment August the 6th. The week before we were supposed to move in the apartment, that's when everything was broke off. I asked Mr. Shaw, would I be able to get my money back? He told me he was going to give me my money back. We made a verbal agreement that he would drop the money off at my mother's house. He never did. We bickered and argued for a day over the phone about the money, about this. I even contacted his probation officer to try to solve this. But, you know, nothing happened, so I felt like I had to sue him for it.
Well, you talked about getting this apartment, sir, for a long time while you were in jail.
I was thinking about getting an apartment, but when I came home, she didn't have herself together. First of all, she stopped working. My father had to let her go due to circumstances at the store. Then, in my eyes, she wasn't stable.
Well, why'd you take this $380 from her?
I mean, if somebody give you some money, you go, she asked me a couple of times, do you need any money? I'm like, I need some money. And then she asked me, do I need any shoes, anything? She was like, I buy them from you.
That is...
Shh. You want to say something?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. This goes back a little bit more than what's going on. Back in January, The job at the store was actually my son's job. I was holding it for him until he came back from jail. But he called me back in January. He said, Dad, Patricia and I, we're having a little problems. She's having problems staying where she lives now with the people. She has a lot of issues going on and she can no longer stay there. So could you let her work my job that you have for me at the store so she can find an apartment for her and her 2 kids to stay? So I said, I really don't want to right now, but I'll do it for you. So she came to the store. This was in January, February, March, April. I tell Miss Troy, when are you going to get an apartment for you and your kids? She's making the money. She never does it. I said, you're waiting for my son to get home. He's going to change. A lot is going to change about him. There's no guarantee he's going to even still want to be with you. You must worry about you and your 2 children.
Good advice.
So she had the money, plus she even got an income tax return. She did all that. She had plenty of money to get the apartment for her and the kids. This is about my son no longer wanted to be with her.
That doesn't answer my question,
Yes.
sir. You know what my question is? Yes. He acknowledges he took the $380 from her. His response to me when I said, why? He said to me, someone give you money, you take it, right?
And I asked him
the
about
answer is, not if I wasn't interested.
No, she didn't give me $380 at, like, the story she's saying about that 180 and that 200, that's not true.
Well, how much did she give you, sir?
She gave me probably like $50 one time, $70 one time. maybe
Your
$90.
Honor.
I mean, she gave me money numerous of times. I figured they were gifts.
Do you understand, Mr. Shaw? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you very well.
Okay. And so what I'm talking about your son's character.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about her stupidity. I'm talking about his character.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm speaking. If she's got 2 children that she has to take care of, and she is not a wealthy person because she's working at a temporary job, she's got 2 kids that she's got to deal with, and I know she doesn't have a lot of money. Your son, who evidently said to you, according to you, would you give Patricia my job so that she can save up a little money?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What kind of character does he have to take money from her?
And I also told him about that.
Just... I'm asking you, you're his father. Do you think that that demonstrates a person of good character?
No, it doesn't.
Perfect. Yes. Sit down.
Thank you.
Like it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $380. That's all. Step out. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Orovec, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, sir.
Mr. Orovec, the defendant is your former wife.
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you married?
Almost 7 years.
And you have 2 children.
Yes, we do.
Recently divorced, and you, after a custody trial, you obtained custody of the 2 children. How old are they?
5 and 7 year, ma'am.
Your lawsuit claims, Mr. Orovec, that your wife has embarked upon a campaign to file allegations alleging domestic violence, alleging abuse of the children, etc., causing you to spend a substantial amount of money for attorneys. All of those allegations were ultimately dismissed, proven unfounded, and you want your former wife to compensate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Orovec says that everything she said was true, and she is a good mother, and she has an absolute responsibility to report any instances of abuse of her children and abuse of herself. I gather from your complaint that this situation is exacerbated by the fact that your former wife is now either living with or engaged to be married to your brother. That's you. Is that right?
Yes.
Are you twins?
No. No.
No. How far apart are you?
2
in
years.
age? And I assume you don't speak.
No.
For how long?
Since the affair was found in my house.
And when was that?
Back in February last year.
And when were you divorced?
The divorce was entered in June 2nd, 2003.
And when were you ultimately awarded custody of the children?
Custody was done June 23rd. It was filed of 2004.
Between June of 2003 and June of 2004, with whom were the children living?
They were living with her primary.
There was a custody trial?
No, ma'am. There was a settlement.
And what did you agree to in the settlement, Ms. Orovec?
I agreed to maintain joint custody with David, as well as switching primary residency over to him on information that the law guardian had given me, stating that he was not allowed to make any changes regarding the children without first clarifying it with me.
Don't qualify what you're saying to me. You agreed that the children's primary custodian would be their father.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I say something? The reason that we went to court is because there's 8 circumstances which warrant a change of custody of emotional abuse towards the children, and we agreed upon this because she agreed upon it because she didn't want to go to trial.
I assume, Mr. Orvek, that the recommendation of the children's attorney
Yes.
was that the children be in your primary physical
Yes, they were,
custody.
Your Honor.
And that would have been dispositive in all probability at a hearing. Otherwise, was there any other reason that you gave up physical custody of the children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you had physical custody of the children for a year.
I was too afraid of the punishment I might get if I hadn't given up custody of them.
That, madam, is baloney.
You may think so, ma'am, but it's not.
Baloney. Okay. Let's get to the first allegation, sir, that caused you to retain an attorney.
That was back in June 18th. She filed a violation.
You have to give me a year.
June 18, 2003. Sorry, ma'am. She filed with CPS, and then she filed the order of protection.
Okay. Do you have those reports?
Yes, I have everything. Here's the order of protection, dismissed and everything, and here's the unfounded reports from CPS.
Can I see?
Here's the amended temporary order of protection I had too also.
Just a second. You said it was in June of 2003. I have a letter here dated September of 2003, which indicates from Child Protective Services that you are the subject of a report of suspected child abuse, and I assume that it was you who made that report.
No, ma'am.
Who was it?
It was the children's pediatrician.
When did you take the children to the pediatrician and why?
I took the children to the pediatrician on June 16th of 2003 because they had come home from a weekend with their father covered in mosquito bites, my daughter particularly, and several bruises, one of which was so large on her leg that it looked like the size of the fist, and that's what the doctor had recorded.
Mosquito bites?
22 to be exact.
Oh, okay.
As well as sunburn to the point where their skin was peeling.
Now this is interesting. Just a second. September 11th, 2003 is when they notify you that there was a report. But then I have a letter dated August 30th, 2003, which indicates that they've done an investigation and they find that there is no credible evidence was found that the children were abused or maltreated, and therefore the report has been determined unfounded. How many reports were filed?
2 altogether. One was done back in February. Before that.
Well, that's what I want to know. There was
Yeah,
one
I may
in
have had the paperwork. Sorry.
Because you can't have an unfounded letter that's dated before the report. So there was a prior report in February. Who filed the prior report?
That was done through CPS automatically because we were both arrested at our household for a domestic. She was charged with 3 charges, and I was charged with protecting myself.
What's next?
Well, since then, Your Honor, she's engaged in another filing false petitions against me now, ever since I've been awarded custody of the children. And she has done nothing but, in that last year, harassed me by going to child support and saying I'm not paying child support, which I have court documents saying that I was not willfully trying to disobey a court order.
What was the child support order?
First it was $90 a week, then I agreed to pay $100, and then I agreed to pay $150, and then because we kept going back and forth to court, she wouldn't stop filing. So they said it was not willful, and then child support, and then I was...
Just a minute. When there were orders in effect for $90, $100, and $150 a week, did you make regular payments pursuant to those orders?
I was. I constantly keep paying.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
He says he wasn't in willful violation of the support order because he told the court that he didn't have a job. He owns his own business.
Just a second. Did you ever tell the court that you couldn't pay this order because
No, I did
you
not,
were
ma'am.
not working?
No, I did not.
Transcripts.
That was never an issue, not paying child support.
He said he wasn't working at the time. He even had his father in court to verify that he wasn't working.
That sounds like a hard story for her to make up, sir. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
He also...
Very easy to verify. Did you ever have your father in court and testify in court that you were either unemployed or didn't receive any income? Did you or did you not? The answer is either yes or no. It's very easy for me to pick up a phone and find out.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
He, at that time, had obtained a new boat, a new camper, various new home improvements to his house, and the judge asked him where did these belongings come from. He claimed that they were his brothers, his little brothers, that he wasn't
Somebody
working.
Else. So he was playing around with child support.
Right, that he wasn't working, and he was $2,300 in arrears at that point. At this point...
Do you have any documentation?
I didn't bring it. I didn't think it'd be brought up here.
At the time that you took him to court, he
Right.
was $2,300 in arrears. I believe her.
He is currently $700 in arrears.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have no idea why you gave him up in the first place.
Because I was stupid. Very, very stupid and scared.
If you were very, very stupid, you can't inflict your stupidity on the children.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Oravec says his ex-wife, Maria Oravec, owes for legal fees and harassment. David claims Maria has been filing false reports with Child Protective Services.
Now, how much do you pay?
We don't pay anything.
How much? Shh, listen to me. How much do you pay in child? Not we. How much do you pay in child support?
Neither one of us pay child support to each other.
You don't. He doesn't have to pay child support to you. He is the primary physical custodian of the children. You're supposed to pay child support to him.
He's never requested it.
Oh, Mrs. Oravec, he doesn't have to request it. You're supposed to pay it. You're supposed to give him money because he's taking care of the children. So stop complaining and fetching to me that he's $700 behind in child support. Do you work?
No, ma'am.
Get a job!
I have a job. I have 2 children.
You are not the children's primary physical caretaker.
But
Get a
they're
job
with me
and
daily.
support them. That's your job. So stop fetching to me that he's behind in child support. You have as much of an obligation to pay for the children when they're in his custody as he had to pay for the children when they were in your custody.
He didn't pay when they were in my custody.
And you don't pay a dime when they're in his custody.
I purchase everything for them outright.
I've heard that. Listen to me. You know how many times I've heard that from fathers who weren't primary physical custodians? I buy diapers, and I buy milk, and I buy things for them, and I take them to the movies. That's not support. Get a job and support them. Now, when was the next order of protection that was filed, sir?
Oh, there was no more after that.
So what are you complaining about?
Because she constantly keeps bringing me back and forth to court. Now, even after I was awarded custody of the children, she filed another petition against me to try and get modification of the custody of the children again.
Let me see it.
I mean, it's a nonstop battle of harassment and attorney fees that I got to keep paying.
Well, what is this?
So now here's another petition.
Yes,
Like
what?
I said, with that last false petition or filed, there was a court order ordering us that we cannot go to the court for relief for 18 months unless we've attended Catholic charities. We did not attend Catholic charities, so she filed that petition in order. That was dismissed because of that.
Oh, so this was dismissed?
Yes, it was because she went against a court order.
Your
and
Honor,
they
he
told
keeps
her.
dodging Catholic Charities mediation program. He refuses to schedule. He refuses to pin down a date. He refuses to pay the $30 that it costs to go through mediation. He won't pin anything down just so he can avoid losing the kids. He knows he stands a substantial chance of losing these children now.
I have no idea why you gave them up in the first place.
Because I was stupid. Very, very stupid and scared.
Well, then, you know, if you were very, very stupid, you can't... Put your hand down.
Oh, sorry.
If you were very, very stupid, you can't inflict your stupidity on the children. Right
No,
now,
I
the
can't.
children are living with their father. And
They're
it would
living
seem-
with both of us, ma'am. They go back and forth each week.
You mean 1 week they live with you and 1 week they live with him?
A 5- and 7-year-old have to get carted around every other week. It's not good for them.
That's what you agreed to. Listen, if that's what you agreed to, and if you don't believe it's good for them, then they should stay with their father.
He's not good for them, ma'am.
Listen, if you're their mother, and you voluntarily settled this matter, and I'm not going into it because to me, you had custody for a year. There was something that happened that convinced you that it would not be in your best interest to proceed to a trial in this case, a trial that you would clearly lose, because otherwise, unless you suffered a substantial breakdown mentally, you would not concede custody to the father who did not have custody. So there was something that you did or something that the court could have determined, and I'm not sure what it was.
I have it.
Well, you have a report?
Yes, I do. I have
Can
the report
see it?
right here.
He
Let me see it.
alleges abuse, Your Honor, but they're
No.
just
Let me see it.
allegations, and it's
This one right here.
nonsense.
The mother has engaged in a course of conduct designed to alienate the children from their father, and it goes on to list 6 instances where she has done that. The family court judge, in modifying the order of custody, clearly found that there was a change in circumstances sufficient to change the judgment of divorce and to modify the judgment of divorce, and ordered as follows. On consent of the parties, the mother and father shall continue joint custody of the minor children, with the children to reside with the father. consented to. And the judge found that there was a basis for that. Listen to me. You haven't established to my satisfaction anything as egregious as to require me to direct her to pay you for filing false charges against you. But I do suggest, sir, that you have the right to seek financial support from your former wife. She has an obligation to support these children just as you did when they were living with her. And I suggest that if you want to pursue that, you should go to Catholic Charities, proceed with whatever mediation there is in Catholic Charities, and then file a petition seeking child support, unless you are an independently wealthy person. Are you?
No, I'm not, ma'am.
Good.
According to him,
That's
he
all.
is.
Out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Where's her $12,000?
A very brilliant woman. I'm just glad that she sees the truth like everybody else has.
Once again, David has convinced someone that he's Mr. Charming, and he's not.
She's pregnant with a child that's not even his now. And my concern is how she's going to bring another child into this world when she can't even take care of the 2 children she has right now.
That's why Daniel and I are involved. He got me out of an abusive relationship. He saw his brother beating me up. His own brother can't stand him.
Well, they're sick. There's nothing else to say.
We're going to have a nice little family once we can get someone else out of our lives and have him move on.
You know, the devil works in mysterious ways. Unfortunately, it's influenced them. Nothing I can do about it.
No, I just figure it this way. I married a boob and ended up with the prize.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stewart versus Stubbs. Step forward.
Parts manager Randy Stewart is suing 28-year-old travel coordinator Sonia Stubbs for damage to his home caused by a golf ball. Sonia says Randy was taking a chance by owning a home on a golf course.
Mr. Stewart, you own a home that's situated on a golf course. Is that right?
That's right.
Where is that, sir?
North Carolina.
Is it a nice golf course?
It's an average golf course.
And is it a nice house?
It's an average house.
And Mrs. Stubbs was playing golf on the golf course.
Yes, ma'am.
And she was playing a very average game.
Yes, ma'am.
On the average course, where your average house overlooks what fairway?
17.
And Miss Stubbs took a shot, and the golf ball hit your house.
Correct.
You claim causing some damage to the house.
Yes.
And Miss Stubbs says, when you buy a house situated on a golf course, you have to expect that every once in a while your house is going to get hit with a golf ball. Sort of like you assume the risk when you buy a house on a golf course that golf balls don't always hit their mark, and it's possible that your house is going to be damaged. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
I just like to go through the simplistic part of the case, because it seemed to me from reading the complaint and the answer that there wasn't much of a dispute with regard to certain facts. She hit the ball, she heard it hit something, you found the siding damaged.
Correct. Immediately after the ball hit the house.
Okay. Now, when I read this, Miss Stubbs, I was trying to think of an analogy for you.
Okay.
Let's say you purchase a house near an airport. You know those planes come in and out, and some big planes and some little planes. Right? And lo and behold, one day you come home and you find that this nice little 3-bedroom ranch that you left in the morning when you went to work is no longer there. Because right smack in the middle of the living room is a little twin-engine plane that missed its mark. And you say, well, I'm going to sue the owner of that plane. He walked away scot-free. I have no house. The owner of the plane says to you, listen, you buy a house near an airport. Planes come in and out. And you have to expect every once in a while there's going to be an accident, because not every plane's going to hit its mark. May not happen all the time. A couple of times a year. Once every 2 years. And when it does, you have assumed the risk. So, Miss Stubbs, when you buy a house on a golf course, what you're doing is saying, I like to play golf, I like to look at golf. People who play golf, who are good golfers, usually hit their mark. Their mark is not the side of my house. The mark is either the green, the fairway, the rough, whatever, but it's not the side of my house. So just like the twin-engine prop that hit the middle of somebody's living room, of your living room, the owner of that plane would be responsible for the damage to your house. You are responsible for the damage to Mr. Stewart's house in the amount of $385, which is your estimate. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step back.
Guys, case number 123 on the calendar in the matter of Mance versus Leaf. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat, please.
How old are you, Miss Mance?
I'm 19.
How old were you when you met the defendant?
I was 17.
You were in high school?
Yes, I was a senior in high school.
And what was he?
He was the assistant swim coach on my high school swim team.
When did you start to date him romantically?
We started dating maybe 3 days after the season ended. That was in February of 2002.
You were 17?
Yes.
How old were you?
24 at the time.
Married or single?
Single.
Had been married?
No.
Any children?
No.
According to your complaint, he had some trouble making ends meet. And over the course of your relationship, you loaned him money.
Yes.
Substantial amount of money.
Yes.
Mr. Leith says that, well, he did have some hard times there financially. The money that you gave him was just that gifts. You agreed to help him out. And because he's a good guy, he gave you back $2,400. And he says, according to him, let me quote his answer, he said, I didn't want to seem as if I was a charity case, so I paid her a total of $2,400 to make her feel better, and I can prove it. That's what you said here.
Yes.
A lie.
Prove. Shh. I'm going to cut to the chase right now.
Okay.
Miss Mance, you have a whole laundry list of money that you lent him over the years. Is that right?
Yes.
You say he gave you back $1,000, but he still owes you about $3,000.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you this. If he can prove to me what he says in his answer, that he paid you back $2,400, if he can prove to me, listen to my question, if he can prove to me that he paid you back $2,400, are you prepared to say, that's fine, that's...
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Prove to me that you paid her back $2,400.
I don't have any evidence of any kind.
Well, if you don't have any evidence, you see where I'm going?
See where you're going.
See where I'm going?
The only evidence that we have is a title of a car that was signed over from my name to her name, which is a car that I purchased for her.
For $200.
And shh. I purchased the car for $400 from a friend. We signed $200 on the title because it made tax reasons easier. When I put $600 worth of work into it, which her father actually helped me do the work in a friend of his shop, and we had $600 in total parts, including seat covers, wheel covers, and things that I needed to get the engine running properly again, which the car was destroyed a week or so after she started driving it because something that wasn't fixed properly ended up blowing up inside and destroyed the motor. I also gave her $1,400 in cash in total payments, and that was...
Show me from the bank from which you drew out...
I paid everything in cash.
Listen to my mouth. Are you a bookie?
No.
You have a job?
Yes.
You have a checking account?
No.
You put money in a bank or under the mattress?
Under the mattress.
You put it under the mattress. You're slick, but I don't believe you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Nobody does that. You put money in a bank, especially $1,400. You would have some evidence that you withdrew $1,400 from a bank. Not necessarily a check. Not everybody has a checking account. But most people who are college educated have a checking account.
Your Honor, at one point he did have a checking account.
Just a second. Do I look like I need help from you yet?
No.
Who is this?
This is one of my friends. His name is Chip. He's a witness that 2 of the times I did pay her cash, they were $200 each time, so he's a witness to $400 of the money that was paid back.
Good. Perfect. I don't even have to hear him. She says that you paid her back $1,000. You could have had 2 more chips. $2,400, sir. Get there. So far, let us assume that I believe you, which I do not, that we have $400 from Chipper over here. And you have $600 in parts for a car.
Which my father paid for.
Just a second. $2,400, sir. Get there.
I already told you, ma'am. $1,000 in total for the car, and then $1,400 in cash payments made to her.
When?
During the course, it was probably over a course of a year, because she loaned me money when I first got diagnosed with a disease, Crohn's disease. I was out of work for a while, and then when I got back to work, I took a dive off of a ladder and had a fractured spine at one point.
You're an accident looking to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you have family?
No. Well, family, yes. It's my father and my mother and everybody, but...
Well, father and mother usually comprise family. Right, Chip?
I agree, ma'am.
That's where you go if you have the propensity to fall off ladders. You go to your parents. You don't go to your 17-year-old girlfriend.
Well, she was 18 at that time.
Oh, my goodness. Eligible for Social Security, and you were 25. Father? Happy with him?
Not really.
Oh, I could tell.
My ex-wife is even less happy, and I had to keep him out of jail. She wanted to put him there.
He was forbidden from entering my mother's house where I was living at the time.
When you were how old?
17.
17, 18.
Is there any particular reason why he was forbidden from entering your house?
I wasn't forbidden from her father's house.
No, I understand that.
My mother was very upset because he was so much older than me, and she found out that I had been giving him money, which upset her even more. And
Where'd you get the money from?
I worked. I have a copy of my W-2 here. I worked full-time during the summertime, and I took a semester off school, and I worked.
She made very good money that year. Unfortunately, she doesn't have it.
Yes.
And I get very few phone calls, if I may interrupt, from my ex-wife. One of them was about this situation after she had heard about it, because it was in the closet for some time. And the words that came out of her mouth were statutory. And that's what she wanted to pursue. And I talked her out of that.
That's hard to do anyway.
Yes,
Because
and
at
I
the time,
didn't
what's
want-
your first name?
Maureen.
Maureen. At the time, Maureen was in love.
Yes.
Or
I didn't want to push them apart, her mother and herself. I figured
Smart idea.
that would end up in the
It was
wrong
smart.
direction. Thank you.
Wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway.
No.
You need somebody to testify, right?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
The day that we went to Sausalito, Eric was rubbing my shoulders in front of the guy that we were buying
I
product
don't
from.
care, and neither does he.
As long as they're not my shoulders.
Well, I don't care about rubbing shoulders. Go someplace else if you want to talk about rubbing shoulders.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maureen Mantz says ex-boyfriend Greg Leaf owes for unpaid loans. Maureen says she started dating Greg when he was her high school swim coach, and she was just 17.
Okay, so far you have not convinced me that you gave her $2,400.
The title
I see you
signed
there
over.
without any evidence.
The only evidence I would have had would have been the title of the car.
Except
which I
Chipper
had
over
signed
here. And Chipper doesn't want to fall in my mouth again, do you, Chipper?
No, ma'am.
I will also say, Your Honor, that she did not loan me nearly the amount, and none of it was supposed to be a loan. She had told me during the course of this relationship that she was helping me out because we were together and because we were in a relationship.
I know.
And it was only
Just
after we
listen
broke
to-
up.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
A 17-year-old cannot make a contract with you.
None of the money was ever borrowed or any money that she ever spent was until after she had turned 18, so she would have been a legal adult at that time.
Which was only a few months later.
You got it? You just love that man. Listen to me. Maureen, really good lesson.
Hard.
Hard
Very
lesson.
hard.
Over the course of 2 years, you gave him a whole lot of money. Now, ordinarily, I would dismiss your lawsuit because you have no evidence of a loan. You loved him. But he says he paid you back. That's his problem. And he can't prove it because he has no evidence. So what he wants me to do is believe a 25-year-old, because at that time he was 25, because you've turned 18, eventually he turned 25,
Right.
that a 25-year-old man took money from an 18-year-old girl, and he wants me to believe that this 25-year-old man had no bank account, no checking account, kept his money under his mattress.
When he had it.
When he had it. So I find that hard to believe, Mr. Leaf. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is your Crohn's disease under control?
Yes, it is.
Oh, how wonderful for you. And you working full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
And you haven't fallen off any ladders lately?
No, ma'am.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,400, which is the amount you say you paid her back but can't prove. Maureen, be grateful.
I am. Thank you very much.
That's all.
Thank you, Ron.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
In the beginning of our relationship, he wrote me letters telling him how much he loved me and how much he couldn't wait to spend his life with me.
We had both written letters to each other, and I wouldn't consider them to be romantic love letters.
I was young, I was naive, and it was a hard lesson.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mackey versus Dewey. Step forward.
Spa owner Lee Mackey is suing his former employee, 26-year-old esthetician Melanie Dewey, for the return of money he claims she stole. Melanie says she kept the money because Lee was withholding her pay.
Mr. Mackey, do you own a day spa? Is that what kind of establishment
Yes,
that
I'm
you
actually a
have?
partner.
And according to what I read, the defendant did some work at your day spa as an esthetician. She gave facials. What else?
We didn't really get to that point yet, but I was going to be the head esthetician and I was getting ready to open the salon with them.
So you weren't working for them.
I was working for them, but not doing facials yet.
What were you doing?
I was helping them open the day spa, doing like the hiring and the training and ordering the supplies, bringing the supplies.
Okay. According to what I read, Miss Dewey came to you with some sort of a proposition, and that was that she had a friend from whom she could purchase a tanning bed at a very good price, $500. Is that right?
Not technically, ma'am. It's a spray tan machine, and the price was $550. So it was not
A
technically
spray tanning machine?
Yes, ma'am.
You gave her the $550?
Gave her $500 in cash, and then I helped put $150 down for her insurance.
I don't want to know about the insurance. You gave her $500 in cash for the machine?
$650 total, ma'am.
Mr. Mackey, I want you to listen to me, sir. I said you gave her $500 in cash for the machine.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you said, well, I didn't want the machine. You were going to sell it to somebody else. And when you told that to the defendant, she said, well, I'm going to keep the $500.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also claimed that you loaned her $150 for her car insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Miss Dewey says that, in fact, you did give her the $500, you did pay the $150, but you owed her money for some wages, and she's keeping everything. Right?
Correct.
Uh-huh. When were you supposed to open the spa, Mr. Mackey?
Originally it was in June, but we were delayed for construction. We finally opened December 15th.
Of 2003?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did Miss Dewey come to work for you?
I'd have to actually talk to our general manager, Eric. He's actually the one that dealt with hiring her.
When did Miss Dewey come to work for you?
She started helping the spa open, I would say, in early...
You're thinking really hard. The questions get harder here,
September.
sir. What?
September.
September what?
I don't know the exact date.
When in September?
It was the last week of July, actually.
Is that a possibility, sir?
I have her paycheck here that says 11/13/03 for 16 hours that she put in, and $295 of products that she purchased that she was reimbursed for.
11/16/03 is the first paycheck she had?
Yes,
You said she came to work for you in September.
that is correct.
So what happened to September and October?
This is when she was reimbursed for her hours.
Let me see. Okay. So you say you came to work in July.
End of July, last week.
And what did you do for them in July?
They had me look online for products that they would like, talk to them on the phone, ordering supplies, going with them to Sausalito to order supplies.
Well, I want you to take out a list of the hours that you worked.
He was responsible for all those hours. I don't have any of the hours.
You mean you were being paid on an hourly basis and you didn't keep track of how many hours you worked?
He actually was supposed to give me a base salary, which I never had, and a compensation package that he never gave me. He never came through with anything that he said that he would.
Then why did you continue there?
That's why I quit, and that's why I kept the money. It was ridiculous.
Well, you can't do that.
I felt that I could. Maybe
Well, you can't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lee Mackey says former employee Melanie Dewey owes for the return of money. Melanie claims it's Lee who owes her.
Okay. What's your first name?
Melanie.
Melanie! Listen to me, dear. If you go to work for somebody in July and you get your first paycheck in November, you're supposed to say,
Too trusting.
Something isn't right here. I worked in July, I worked in August, I worked in September, I worked in October. November 16th, I get a check for $583. Something isn't quite making sense here. Now, when did he give you the $500 for this tanning machine?
It was in September.
August 28th, ma'am. Also, just to talk a little bit about what Melanie is saying about working, we actually weren't even open. We were during construction.
I understand that.
So-
What Melanie is saying is she was helping you set up. And she had to have been there prior to when you say she was there in November, because she made this arrangement to get you a piece of equipment in August.
That's because we were friends.
Mr. Mackey, don't play with me. You may have promised her that she would have a role in the new day spa and that she would be the chief esthetician, but you needed some help in setting up the place, and she was on the phone, and she may have gone to look for some products for you. It's her responsibility to keep track of her own hours, to check against yours. She can't do that. She can't come here with a pretty smile and a great tan and then say to me, this is my evidence. I mean, that doesn't float. So August 28th, Miss Dewey, you got the $500. And when did you decide to keep it for yourself? What date?
Probably around the end of September when I was still working for them and training all of their estheticians. And then I asked him for my compensation package, and he said that it was a great package, nowhere to be found, but they were going to turn around and sell the machine that I was giving them and make about $1,000 off of it. And at that point I realized I'm not going to get paid, they're making money, and I'm getting totally screwed.
That was in September?
Correct.
So in September you kept the money?
Correct.
Did you continue to go to work there?
No.
Well, then can you explain this check that was given to you on November 13th for $583 that you cashed?
I guess it was a later time. I don't remember the time frames.
Can I ask you this question, Miss Dewey?
Yes.
What did you do to prepare for your day in court? I mean, other than put on perfect makeup, what did you do?
I've been out of the country. I wasn't prepared.
You certainly are not prepared. What you're supposed to do when you come to court is the judge is going to ask you questions. Then you had to sit down and say, this is when I went to work for them. These are the hours that I put in. This is when I stopped working. This is when I decided to appropriate the $500 for myself because I wasn't getting paid. But if now you tell me that you appropriated the $500 in September, and then 2 months later they pay you $583, something doesn't quite fit. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, so I can't help you, madam. Now, what about this $150 loan for insurance?
Well, actually, ma'am, $50 was supposed to go towards the machine. The other was a loan because the insurance agent was around the corner from my house, and I do have the canceled check.
Can I see it,
where I
please?
wrote Melanie on the info line because it was not for me. And that was dated 11 November.
Okay. Now, Melanie, State Farm is where you insure your car. Is that correct?
That's where he insured my car, yes.
What do you mean he insured your car?
He was trying to pursue me. He was trying to date me. And that was one of his ways to get me to date him, was to get car insurance for me. So that was something that he did as a gift.
Just a second. Melanie, he was trying to date you. He was trying to pursue you. That adds a new layer to this rather interesting
Actually, both
case.
owners were, actually.
What?
Yeah. The day that we went to go get products in Sausalito, Eric was rubbing my shoulders in front of the guy that we were buying products from.
I don't care, and neither does he. You don't care about rubbing shoulders, do you?
As long as they're not my shoulders.
Yeah. Well, I don't care about rubbing shoulders. All I care about is State Farm insurance for $150. Go someplace else if you want to talk about rubbing shoulders. Now, you allowed him to pay for your insurance, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because he said it was a gift and he wanted to do that for me.
I don't believe you. Okay, listen, Melanie, where do you work now, darling?
I work at a day spa.
What do you do in the day spa?
I'm an esthetician.
How many days a week do you work?
4 days.
What do you do on the 5th day?
I take care of my son.
And on 4 days, working 4 days a week, you're able to support yourself and your child?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, wonderful. So I hope you have the $650 to return to Mr. Mackey. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Yeah, this is case number 91 on the calendar in the matter of Colmenero versus Maddox. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Colmenero, you and the defendant used to be married.
Yes.
And you have children together. And it is your claim that your former husband made false claims that you had and continue to abuse the children that you have together. And as a result of one of those claims, you were arrested. You want to be compensated to the tune of $5,000. And Mr. Maddox says that you have a history of child abuse, excessive corporal punishment of the children. He believes that you are still using corporal punishment on the children, and he has every right, and not only the right, but the responsibility as their parent to notify protective services and or the police that his children are at risk. Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. How long were you married?
5 years.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
Hayden is 7 and Trevor is 5.
You have other children?
Yes, I do.
How old are they?
I have a 13-year-old.
Whose name is?
Is Cody. And a 9-year-old who is Jared.
Those children also live with you?
I do have my son, my 9-year-old lives with me.
Where is Cody?
Cody moved in with his father about 2-3 months ago.
Were any of those 2 children the subjects of child protective proceedings or complaints?
The accusations have been made for all 4 children.
By whom?
By Michael Maddox.
By anyone else?
By my husband. His ex-wife has also made claims.
Well, does your husband have children?
Yes, he does.
How many children does he have?
He has 3 children.
Were there allegations of corporal punishment made by his former wife with regard to his 3 children?
Yes, there has been.
And what were the nature of the complaints that were made by his former wife?
Molestation, different things of that nature.
I'm talking about excessive corporal punishment or corporal punishment. You know what that means?
Okay.
Corporal punishment?
No,
that means
there-
hitting excessively or using an instrument to hit.
For Cody, Jared, Hayden, and Trevor, there has been accusations made on all of the children.
To excessive corporal punishment?
Yes.
By Mr. Maddox?
Yes.
And by your husband's former wife?
Yes.
Okay, now we're getting there. When was the allegation made with regard to Trevor and Hayden that caused you to become arrested? Tell me about that incident.
That happened on February 12th.
Okay.
And the children had went to go visit their father that weekend, and later on that night, I had been arrested for abusing my son, my 4-year-old. At the time, he was 4.
Okay, Mr. Maddox, the children were with you for a scheduled weekend visitation?
Yes, they was.
And tell me what happened.
What happened was is she used to drop the children off at my sister's house. So when she dropped them off, I came over and I proceeded to pick my children up. I took my sons to my house and I started changing their clothes. I noticed the bruises. Right then I called.
Noticed the bruises where?
On the buttocks. There was 3 places on the buttocks that they had bruises. This has
What
happened.
did the bruises look like?
They were small bruises, about a 1/4 inch wide, probably maybe an inch or so long, around their butt. So
on both children?
Just one.
Which child?
The youngest one, Trevor.
Did you ask Trevor and or Hayden how that happened?
Yes, I did. They told me their mom spanked them with a paddle.
So who did you call?
I called the police department.
You indicate, Mr. Maddox, that your judgment of divorce, you indicate in your answer, that your judgment of divorce has an unusual paragraph in it with regard to corporal punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that with you?
I sure do.
I'd like to see it, please.
This wasn't the first time that this has happened.
No, let me see it, and then I'll ask you questions. Okay? Well, there is a paragraph in your judgment of divorce that provides that neither party shall allow the use of corporal punishment upon the children. Was that a negotiated term of the separation agreement?
Well, what happened is I had to remodify it because it started happening before this case, and so I had it put in.
Had there been a history of that before, Mr. Maddox?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
What kind of a history, sir?
One time, right when she started dating Rick, she was living in a different county, and I picked him up, and he had bruises up and down his rear end.
Who?
Trevor had bruises that she was living with him at the time. And so I took him to the county that I was in, the police department. They took pictures. Well, they proceeded to try to find her, but she had came back into Stanislaus County, a different county, and they couldn't go over into that county. So I proceeded to have that, the CPS from the Merced County was checking it out, and so when she moved back into Stanislaus, the case kind of got dropped.
After you called the police, what happened on the 12th of February of 2003?
The officer took the report. He called another officer out, a female officer that takes the pictures, and she proceeded to take pictures. Then he told me that...
Don't tell me what he told you. Oh. Just tell me, did either of the officers that respond speak to either Trevor or Hayden?
They did. They spoke to both the children.
And subsequent to that, they came to your home and arrested you?
That's correct.
Is that right?
That is correct.
When they arrested you, did they take anything from the house?
Yes, they did.
What did they take?
They asked me if I had a paddle, and I said I had a cutting board, which was confiscated. That is what I brought here today. It's my cutting board. You can see that I do use it as a cutting board.
Okay.
It hung in my kitchen. It's in my kitchen today. I did get it back because all allegations were dropped.
When?
That was dropped on March 27th. I have that court.
I'd like to see the court papers, please.
And the DA's information is on the back, which was also
I'd like to
dropped.
Read it.
It's on the back there.
Is this the only write-up? Does anybody have a police report, please?
I have a police report.
I'd like to see the police report. All this says is that the case was dismissed on the DA's motion for insufficient evidence.
Your Honor, I ask. Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This has been dropped. This was stated after the fact.
What after the fact? What are you talking about? You have to be told not to hit children with instruments?
And later today.
He didn't pay.
No.
And he did go to the wedding.
Yes. He walked her down the aisle, did everything the father does,
except for pay.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Colmenero says her ex-husband, Michael Maddox, had her falsely arrested for child abuse. Michael says Carrie spanked their 4-year-old son so hard, it left marks.
Is it true that you hit your children with a wooden paddle?
No, it is not true.
Then you're telling me that the police officer who filed this report is a liar. Is that what you're telling me? Did you know the police officer who responded to the scene on the 12th to arrest you? Had you ever seen him before?
I never previously seen him.
So there would be no reason for him to hold or harbor a grudge against you in any way. Is that right?
No.
Is that right? Is that right?
That is correct.
And there would be no reason for you to believe that he would hold or harbor a grudge against your husband in any way?
No.
Is that correct? So you believe that when he filed a police report, he filed a police report that accurately reflected both what he observed and what was said by both you and your husband. That would be a fair statement, would it not?
Yes.
Good. So I'm going to read to you from the police report.
Okay.
Okay? Let's start out with something simple. He responded on the 12th of February, 2003, to the defendant's home. I will paraphrase that part of his report because it is not really germane to what I'm going to tell you. When he got to the defendant's home as a result of the defendant's telephone call, he examined your sons, and he found bruises and marks on Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
He then asked both boys, little boys, how that happened, and both boys said to the police officer that Mommy spanked me, and that's all they would say. They said nothing else. There were no marks viewed on Hayden, only on Trevor. But based upon those marks and the statement, they came to your residence. Now, fast forward. Police officer, I asked Carrie, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes.
If she had spanked either of her boys earlier that day. She advised that she had, with a wooden paddle, which was still located in the kitchen. At that point, I placed Carrie into custody for violating Penal Code Section 273, cruelty to a child. I then escorted Carrie out of the residence and secured her in the rear of the vehicle. As I was furthering my investigation, Deputy Jeff and stayed with Carrie as I went back into the residence to interview Colmenero. That's you. I asked if he knew the whereabouts of the wooden paddle. He advised that it was in the kitchen. I followed Colmenero into the kitchen and watched as he retrieved an approximately 12-inch by 13-inch brown wooden paddle from the counter. I asked Colmenero what the paddle was used for. He advised that Carrie uses it to discipline both boys when they get out of line. At approximately 3:30, both boys, he said, were getting out of control and tearing up the house. So he's very specific. He watched as Carrie yelled at both boys and grabbed the wooden paddle and then proceeded to spank the victim approximately 2 times and Hayden 2 times for disobeying her. At that point, he didn't see any other physical injuries on either of the children. He also advised, that's him, that the last time Carrie had spanked the boys was 2 days before, on the 10th, at 7 p.m. for the same circumstances. Then the police officer interviewed your 2 older sons, who confirmed all of that. Both boys, your 2 older sons, say that that's your modus operandi. When they get out of line, you take a wooden paddle and you hit them. So my question to you is, first, stand up here. What are you complaining about? What's your lawsuit about?
My lawsuit is due to being arrested, and this has been dropped.
So, could be dropped. You did it.
There was nothing stated in our court custody that this was stated after the fact.
What after the fact? What are you talking about? What's after the fact? That you should not hit children with instruments? Is that what you're telling me?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Colmenero says her ex-husband, Michael Maddox, had her falsely arrested for child abuse. Michael says Carrie spanked their 4-year-old son so hard, It left marks.
You have to be told not to hit children with instruments?
I am saying that this incident is not. I have the DA's information here, and they have overlooked the children. If you would take a look at this also.
Listen to me, madam. Your husband said that you hit the children with a paddle, correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And you say that that's her standard operating procedure for dealing with the children, correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And that the children had marks as a result of that, at least one of the children, correct?
Correct.
You weren't falsely arrested. The case was ironically, erroneously, stupidly dismissed. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe he had a DA who's got his head up his behind. We do not hit children with instruments. You got it? Goodbye. The case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I think the judge knew what she was talking about. I was just hoping that the district attorney in my area would go ahead and pick it up.
I am not a cruel mother, nor have I ever been, and Michael Maddox is very aware of that.
I just think that they can see right through it with all my documentation that, you know, she was just after money from me.
I only pray that he stops doing this, lets my husband and I go on and live our lives and parent our children.
They just, you know, quit doing that to my kids. We won't have a problem.
Obviously, if we were me.
ऑल आउट करके महमूद किरण ने ऑल आउट करती है टीम 0 नाल खेमागड़े ते 0 आ ते भाई करे दे रेड बोनस
खोल के खेटो पाओ चैन चढ़ाओ हाँ पाओ कर हाँ कॉर्नर चेंज कर
बहुत सोहने रेड पाउंदे होए रेडर फिर अगे वादा होया किवें खेडदा रेडर 10 पॉइंट रेडर ने ले ले बोनस बहुत सोहने चावा मुंडिया
लाजवाब कबड्डी यार शेर जैसी परसे पे भाई
बहुत सोहने कहते रेडर नूं फड़ लिया किमें खेड़े दा रेडर फिर अगे वादा होया रेड पाउण लई 2 पॉइंट फिर ले गया
ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਤਰਫਦਾਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਆਪਾਂ ओरिजिनल मैच दिखाना स्वाद फेर आ गया अपने वाले प्रेशर हो गए चंगी लीड है
किमें खेड़दा रेडर 2 खिडारी बहुत सोहने बहुत सोहने बहुत सोहने बहुत सोहने कहते छोटे छोटे बच्चों के भी मैच वेखण वाले होंगे रेड पाउंदा होया 1 पॉइंट बहुत सोहने बच्चे किमें खेड़दे रेडर फिर महमूद केड़ा रेडर फिर रेड पाउण लई
डरे पे प्लानिंग है यार जेडी चंगी दी गुंजे दी बात पहले ही करनी है तैयार है सारी टीम तैयार करनी है आप शक्लां पछाण लो इन्हां दी शक्लां पछाण ले सारे बुलाने शाम को ग्राउंड
बहुत सोहने रेड पाउंदा होया खेम खेड़े दा बहुत सोहने कहंदे खेमे खेड़दा रेडर भी कट नहीं है बोनस कहंदे मैच पूरा फस चुका है कल्ले नाल कल्ला कहंदे छोटे छोटे मुंडे भी हत्थ कराई आउंदे
4 पॉइंट जोड़ दे 2 मिनट बाकी ने हाथ टाइम दे सारे स्टाफ को बेनती है कि रौला ना पाया जाए
पाई खेड़े दा रेड पाउंदा है महमूद खेड़े दा खेमे खेड़े दी टीम ने टाइम आउट लिया पाई करे दी रेड पाई करे रेड पाउंदा है
पहले यार फड़ने औखे ते उडने सप शेर दी लत मिर्ग दा लक ते कबूतर चीने पिंड महमूद खेड़ा दा खिडारी चढ़दी कबड्डी
वापस मुड़ गया रेडर खेमे खेड़े दा रेडर फिर आ गया
खेमे खेड़े दी कैप्टन
खेमे खेड़े दा रेडर पॉइंट बोनस हो गया
ਜਿਹਦੇ ਡੋਲਿਆਂ ਚ ਦਮ ਤੇ ਪੱਟਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਨ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਖਾਧੀਆਂ ਖਰਾਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਮਾਨ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਮਿੱਤਰੋ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਉਹ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਮਿੱਤਰੋ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਕਬੱਡੀ
हाफ टाइम हो चुके हैं
तैयार पर तैयार ने चारों टीमां पिंड महमूद खेड़े टीम पिंड खेमे खेड़े की टीम है पिंड फुल्लू खेड़े की टीम है चर्चा के विषय बने हुए वाले गलबात समझा रहे हैं बच्चों को किस तरह रेस दौड़नी है बैटन एक्सचेंजिंग जोन है इतों रेस स्टार्ट होगी हरेक खिडारी 50-50 मीटर दौड़ेगा टोटल 200 मीटर का ग्राउंड है उस एरिए तो लैके इस एरिए तक बैटन एक्सचेंजिंग जोन है उस तरह ही वो सामने तुम देख सकते हो उत्थे बैट एक्सचेंजिंग जोन है एक उत्थे बहुत ही वधिया कंपीटिशन हो रहा है बच्चों में प्राइमरी स्कूली खेडां हो रही हैं अजय सिंह एथलेटिक को समझा रहे हैं बच्चों को 400 मीटर रिले रेस किस तरह भजी जाएगी उत्थे भाईकर की टीम है जो कि नीली जर्सियां तुम दिख रही है पिछले साल की ब्लॉक लंबी की टीम है जिसमें समझाया जा रहा है बहुत ही सोहना दृश्य है ये क्योंकि छोटे छोटे बच्चे खेड रहे हैं तो अपना भी फर्ज बनता है कि इन्होंने सपोर्ट करिए छोटे छोटे बच्चे होने तो सपोर्ट करांगे तो ही बड़े होकर अगे बड़े लैवल तक खेड सकणगे हुण प्राइमरी स्कूलों जाके अगे सैकेंडरी स्कूलों जाके बहुत अच्छी स्पीड हैगी बच्चे ਟੀਮਾਂ ਤਿਆਰ ਹਨ ਰੇਸ ਲਈ, ਬਸ ਬੱਚੇ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਥਰਡ ਲੈਗ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ। ਰੇਸ ਤਿਆਰ, ਰੇਸ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣ 'ਚ ਥੋੜਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ, ਬਸ ਥੋੜੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਨੂੰ ਰੇਸ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ ਕੁਝ ਕੁ ਸਕਿੰਟਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ। ਟੀਮਾਂ ਆਪਦੀ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਚੁੱਕੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੈ। ਰੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਥੋੜੀ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਤੀ ਹੈ, ਹੁਣ ਹਰੇਕ ਬੱਚਾ 100 ਮੀਟਰ ਭੱਜੇਗਾ। ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਐਥਲੀਟ ਜਸਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੀ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹਨ, ਐਥਲੈਟਿਕ ਕੋਚ ਅਜੇ ਸਿੰਘ। ਕੁਝ ਹੀ ਮਿੰਟਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੇਸ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਤਿਆਰ ਰਹੋ। ਇਹ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਦਰਸ਼ਕੋ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਓ। ਜੇਕਰ ਬੈਟਨ ਹੱਥ 'ਚ ਡਿੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਟੀਮ ਡਿਸਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਊਗੀ। ਆਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਕੋਚਾਂ ਨੇ ਖਿਡਾਰੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਆਪਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਵਧਾਨ ਰਹਿਣ। ਕੁਝ ਹੀ ਸਕਿੰਟਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੇਸ ਦਿਖੂਗੀ। ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੀ ਰੇਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਦਾ ਮੈਚ ਦਿਖਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੈਚ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਮਹਿਮੂਦ ਖੇੜਾ ਵਰਸਸ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਟੀਮ। ਕੁਝ ਮਿੰਟਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਮੈਚ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਰਿਲੇ ਰੇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੀ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਦਾ ਮੈਚ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ। ਬਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ।
ਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਰੀ
रेस शुरू हो चुकी है। महमूद खेड़ा ते खेमा खेड़ा के बच्चे है जो अगे जा रहे हैं। बहुत ही वधिया मुकाबला इतने हैं, बहुत ही वधिया बहुत वधिया। महमूद खेड़ा की टीम सब तो अगे जा रही है। खेमा खेड़ा का खिडारी कटदा होया कट के उन्होंने पीछे छड़ दिता है। खेमा खेड़े के खिडारी ने बहुत ही सोहना कॉम्पीटिशन है, बहुत ही वधिया कॉम्पीटिशन है। जिस तरह तुम देख सकते हो खेमे खेड़े का खिडारी बहुत ही लीड नाल अगे लंघ चुका है। उस दे पिछे ही महमूद खेड़ा का खिडारी है, उस दे पिछे ही ढाणी कुंद सिंह का खिडारी है। सब तो अगे खेमे खेड़े की टीम है।
ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ
ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਜਾਣ। ਫਸਟ ਸਰਕਾਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਇਮਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਮਹਿਮੂਦ ਖੇੜਾ ਸਮੂਹ ਸਟਾਫ ਆ ਜਾਓ, ਦਿਓ
ਗੋਲਡ
ਮੈਡਲ ਵੀ ਦਿਓ। ਇੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਕੈਪਟਨ ਇੱਧਰ ਅੱਗੇ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਡਲ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਸਾਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੰਟ ਸਨੈਪ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਸਨੈਪ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਜੀ।
ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਖ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਵਜੋਂ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਖੁਸ਼ਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਯੂਥ ਕਲੱਬ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਸੈਣਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਲੜਕਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਨੂੰ ਸਨਮਾਨਿਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੋ ਕਲੈਪਿੰਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ।
ਤਾੜੀਆਂ ਮਾਰ ਦਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਬੱਚੇ। ਸੈਕੰਡ ਸਰਕਾਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਇਮਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਰਹਿਣ ਜੀ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਅਗਲੀ ਟੀਮ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਰਹਿਣ ਇਨਾਮ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ। ਦੂਜੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ, ਸੈਕੰਡ ਆਏ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਸਰ। ਸਾਡੇ ਸੁਖਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਕੁਲਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ,
ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਖਿਡਾਰੀ ਪਿੰਡ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਦੇ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਸੋ ਮੁੱਖ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਵਜੋਂ ਔਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਟੀਚਰ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਖਿਡਾਰੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਨਮਾਨਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ। ਕਲੈਪਿੰਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਬੱਚਿਓ। ਓਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।
ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਸਥਾਨ ਮਹਿਮੂਦ ਖੇੜਾ। ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਸਥਾਨ ਮਹਿਮੂਦ ਖੇੜਾ। ਦੂਜਾ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ। ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਤਿਆਰ ਰਹਿਣ ਇਨਾਮ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ। ਸਮਾਂ ਘੱਟ ਆ ਬੇਟਾ, ਸਮਾਂ ਘੱਟ ਆ।
ਓਏ ਮੋਟੇ
ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਕਬੱਡੀ ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਪਿੰਡ ਮਹਿਮੂਦ ਖੇੜਾ ਫਸਟ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ। ਕਲੈਪਿੰਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ।
ਸੈਕੰਡ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਆ ਜਾਓ। ਸੈਕੰਡ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ।
ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਕਰੋ, ਸਮਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ ਬੇਟੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਸਾਰੇ।
ਕੁੜੀਆਂ
ਲੜਕੀਆਂ
ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ
ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਕਬੱਡੀ।
ਜਸਪਾਲ
ਅੱਗੇ ਹੈ ਜੀ 25 ਕਿਲੋ weight ਦੇ ਲੜਕੇ ਕੁਸ਼ਤੀ। ਕਲੈਪਿੰਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ।
ਤਾੜੀਆਂ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਕਰੋ। ਕੁਸ਼ਤੀਆਂ ਲੜਕੇ 25 ਕਿਲੋ ਮਹਿਕਦੀਪ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ।
ਮਹਿਕਦੀਪ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ।
ਮੈਂ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਨਾਮ ਫਸਟ ਵਾਲੇ 28 किलो कुलविंदर सिंह महमूद खेड़ा, 30 किलो गणराज फरीद खेड़ा ते 32 किलो गुरवंश फरीद खेड़ा। पहले स्थान वाले सारे आ जाओ।
दोबारा फिर दस दीजिए। कुश्ती लड़के 25 किलो महकदीप, 28 किलो तो कुलविंदर सिंह महमूद खेड़ा, 30 किलो तो गणराज सिंह जी फरीद खेड़ा, 32 किलो वाले गुरवंश फरीद खेड़ा जी। ये सारे खिडारी फर्स्ट रहे कुश्ती।
सैकंड लड़के जसवीर सिंह फुल्लू खेड़ा मेन सैकंड, 28 किलो च गुरमोहित फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच, बबल जोत फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच 30 किलो च ते 32 किलो च फतेह सिंह फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच।
दोबारा फिर दस दिए। 25 किलो जी जसवीर सिंह फुल्लू खेड़ा मैन, 28 किलो जी गुरमोहित फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच, 30 किलो जी बबल जोत फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच, 32 किलो जी फतेह सिंह फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच सैकंड पोजीशन वाले।
शतरंज लड़कियां सरकारी प्राइमरी स्कूल फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच। आजो कुड़ियां ताड़ी मारा करो बेटा, ताड़ी मारा करो। फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच शतरंज लड़कियां। उस तो बाद एथलैटिक्स लड़के 100 मीटर तैयार रहना। अरुण खेमा खेड़ा,
ये 4 लड़के शतरंज के खिडारी ने। अच्छा फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच तो शतरंज के खिडारी। क्लैपिंग हो जाए बच्चे।
पहला स्थान अरुण खेमा खेड़ा तैयार रहे। इस तो बाद जसकरण सिंह खेमा खेड़ा सैकंड, थर्ड दिलजोत सिंह फुल्लू खेड़ा मेन 100 मीटर मुकाबले दे विच अरुण खेमा खेड़ा, जसकरण खेमा खेड़ा ते थर्ड दिलजोत फुल्लू खेड़ा मेन। आगे अरुण आ गया।
100 मीटर लड़के जी अरुण खेमा खेड़ा फर्स्ट पोजीशन, जसकरण खेमा खेड़ा सेकंड पोजीशन, दिलजोत फुल्लू खेड़ा थर्ड पोजीशन।
इस तो बाद लड़कियां 100 मीटर कोमल खेमा खेड़ा फर्स्ट तैयार रहे। कोमल खेमा खेड़ा फर्स्ट, सैकंड जसमीत कौर महमूद खेड़ा ते थर्ड हरमन कौर फुल्लू खेड़ा ब्रांच। तिन्ने कुड़ियां आ जाओ।
फर्स्ट है जी कोमल, सैकंड है जी जसमीत, थर्ड है जी हरमन कौर। आगे है जी 200 मीटर लड़के फर्स्ट महकदीप सिंह खेमा खेड़ा, हाँ सेकंड पोजीशन कुलविंदर सिंह महमूद खेड़ा, थर्ड पोजीशन हाँ मनदीप जसवीर सिंह फुल्लू खेड़ा में 200 मीटर लड़के। फर्स्ट है जी महकदीप जी, सेकंड कुलविंदर सिंह जी, थर्ड जसवीर सिंह जी। 5 बजे स्टार्ट था वर्क।
उस तो बाद लड़कियां तैयार रहना।
200 मीटर
राजवीर कौर खेमा खेड़ा फर्स्ट 200 मीटर, काजल खेमा खेड़ा सैकंड, अमनदीप कौर महमूद खेड़ा थर्ड। तिन्ने कुड़ियां। उस तो बाद 400 मीटर लड़के मनिंदर ढाणी फर्स्ट, विशाल ढाणी गगन महमूद खेड़ा थर्ड।
जीत वीर हेलो एक बार फिर दस दीजिए जी। 400 लड़के फर्स्ट
ऑलरेडी स्कूल में होता मैं जा हूँ।
सेकंड है जी विशाल, थर्ड है जी गगन।
ਆ ਸੋਨੂ ਵੀਰਾ ਲੈਵਲ ਹੋ ਨਹੀਂ
ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ 400 ਮੀਟਰ ਲੜਕੀਆਂ
ਸੋਨੂ ਵੀਰਾ ਲੈਵਲ ਹੋ ਥਾਇਆ
ਪਰਮਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਮਹਿਮੂਦ ਖੇੜਾ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਫੁੱਲੂ ਖੇੜਾ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਚ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
ਦੂਜਾ ਸਥਾਨ 400
ਮੀਟਰ 400 ਮੀਟਰ ਫਸਟ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਪਰਮਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਮਹਿਮੂਦ ਖੇੜਾ। ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਸਿਮਰਨ
ਹਾਂ ਨਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਕੋਣੀ ਕੀ।
ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਰਿਲੇ ਰੇਸ ਫਸਟ ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ 4 ਰੇਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਲੜਕੇ ਰਿਲੇ ਰੇਸ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
ਖੇਮਾ ਖੇੜਾ ਤੇ ਥਰਡ